What's up, birthday girl? Tell my stream started to do. All right, let's go share that around first before I start talking, because I'm the worst at this. That's sent, right? Yeah. You never know these days. What's up, Letter Buck? What's up, Joe Trader? One second, guys. Sorry. I'm sending the levels in the chat right now. So these are the official levels. Spy Gap Fib levels. Be sure to share the stream link around, guys, in the Discord real quick. I kind of can't right now. Oh, I can't delete this wrong set either. Some bitch. Fuck, which one was it? I'm gonna be honest with you guys too. This is a really big reason I did not want to swing shit on Friday. How many days in a row have I said, and I'm not trying to sound cocky when I say this, but how many times in a row in the past few weeks have I sat here and said, man, there's a lot of shit going on around the world. Like, can't really control that. This is why I stopped myself from like taking another swing. And I honestly, I kind of want to look if anybody is stuck in either of those two. Okay, that one, you wouldn't be stuck in that one, and this one is still going lower. That's funny. All right, back to SPY. All right, so we recharted SPY and SPX. Those are all good to go. By recharted, I mean like I like to also see the SPY gap fib chart or the SPX gap fib chart, especially when we have a large gap like this. And then what's funny too is all I did was add the previous day control point. So these are two of the only, like if you're really looking at this correctly, these are the only 3 key levels we really use for direction. It's pretty cool. We could see all of them today. I'm gonna leave it like this, honestly, because I want to show like just how bad that gap is. Like going from 686 all the way to 678 is really bad. If you go to the daily time frame, we're at the spot of the chart where we said if we hold this, we should be more bullish than bearish. If we're below this, we're probably falling off the face of the earth. So that is one promising thing, is that we've gapped down 2 days in a row, but we've gapped down 2 days in a row into supports. So I am a little curious to see if even on the back end of all of this scary double gap down, because this is 2 gap downs in a row now. I really want to see, is this really just to put us in a spot of the chart where it just can bounce a lot harder, because that's kind of what it feels like. We haven't broken anything new. It does feel like shit because we've gone down 2 days in a row from the high, but I mean, that just proves the range is there. So I mean, it kind of backs up our levels a little bit. But yeah, just crazy to see, like, we're right back at that spot again. Isn't that awesome? And yeah, good morning. It's a crazy start to the week. Good morning, everybody in YouTube chat. Venture Fit, good to see you. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Bob Johnson? Good day, BB Gang. I'm at work, but I'll periodically try to be here. You're good, man. I appreciate you for even clicking on it for even a second. So I had a plan this week. I wanted to try to get a swing today, but this might actually slow this down a little bit, because I'm gonna probably be chasing a lot of like chase setups today. Like a lot of things are gonna be gap down at a support probably, or gap down under a good level at a recent low, so it's not making a new low. Like I could picture a lot of discretionary charts doing that. And also I think, and this is another thing that kind of shows like this gap down is very serious, because every sector's red. It's not just tech that fell. Actually, tech hasn't fallen that hard at all. They're already back up to previous day close almost. If you go to your banks, they look like they're eyeing previous day low. If not, watch for under that CDO for more selling. The one that took the biggest hit is the one I was talking about, actually, discretionary. This is your Tesla, your Amazon, Nike, Home Depot, McDonald's sector. Comms, your Google, your Netflixes, your Meta, and then you have your outliers like your healthcare and your staples. But you can see all of them gap down though. It's not just like one sector. All of them did it. I will say I'm a little impressed by tech strength though. I hate that bug when you can't zoom in sometimes. Actually, I'm really glad I just went to TradeFlow and read that. Rob said, if you can't break us out of this range with World War III popping off, bears are in trouble. That is literally what I just said, in a different sense. So, like, seeing us gap down this much and us not break 678s, basically, 670, I think it's 677 to 679. Us not breaking that is kind of impressive. I mean, we probably might see it get tested here again. Who knows? I'm not going to sit here and act like it can never be broken. It didn't do it already. No, it still can. But the fact that we gapped down to the support and didn't break the support already, like tech pumped right at the open, like it's like, damn, like if bears can't break this, I actually am worried for the bears, because this just feels like we're going to rip our faces off type market if this doesn't break that support. and any time in the future. This week, next week, a month from now, 2 months from now. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, discretionary is getting. I almost said a bad word. It's getting destroyed. Energy gapped up, but filling the gap. Nice. And yeah, energy, healthcare, staples, like these other sectors, these are outliers. And your energy chart is going to be should be pumping right now. I didn't even check it, but it should be pumping right now. Oh, it pulled back. But to be fair, that's because these things are going back up. But yes, initially it did go up. But that's normal. This is normal. People are going to look at the charts today and be like, what the fuck? People who don't know their sectors are going to be confused today. Now look how insane these levels are going to be today. This is why I draw the gap fib. On a larger gap type day, I always draw the gap fib because it's insanely strong. So make sure you guys use this chart to help you on your SPY, Triple Q, or IWM, mainly because it is a majority. Maybe not of IWM, but it's just nice to kind of have a grip of the sectors itself, and then you can tell yourself, okay, yeah, this should do this. Because looking at it, we should see SPY recover. When I looked at the sectors, we did to the 50. When I say recover, I mean they should at least hit the most average level that they should be able to hit. Right? What is that? The 50% of the gap down. That is the most average level they can hit. They've already done that this morning. They did it in the first 7 minutes of the day. They've already done their mission. They could literally just sit between here all day, but they're probably not going to. But I just like to point that out because it's not as exciting. Yeah, and there are some further targets down here. So if we reject this area and pull back down more, you have the today's open, and then you have these dotted lines right here from the gap down. If we end up pushing back higher and we are back over this highlighted area, we probably are going to be seeing previous day high, previous day close. Like I said, though, the strength is directly tied to every single one of these sectors. So make sure you're paying attention to or flipping through these because I'm going to be flipping through them a lot too, but make sure you are as well. If you look over here on the left too, you can see what individual equities are actually up or down. And you'll see there's a couple tech here. I see a couple comms, discretionary, bank, tech, healthcare, bank, healthcare, bank. Sorry, they're like flipping as I'm trying to read them. And then you can see what's up. You got energy, top stock, of course, makes sense. Coinbase, crypto, makes sense. Tech, staple, calm. Which this one's kind of a special case because it's Netflix right now. It's doing its own thing. Good morning, Data J. Good to see you, brother. And good morning to everybody here on YouTube and Discord. I am in both. Oh, my bad, JC. I'm like, why aren't people joining? Probably because I'm not streaming my screen, huh? I didn't realize I wasn't streaming my screen on Discord. And I'm pretty sure JC uses me for audio on there, so that probably wasn't even like bothering her. Oh, what's up, Spicy Pepper? I didn't realize I wasn't streaming my screen, my bad. I thought it was being streamed. You were just listening at first and switched to YouTube for visuals? Yeah, my bad. I am supposed to be streaming on here as well, so if you see that again, just be like, hey, Bueller, wake up. Oh, what's up, Vanessa? Good to see you. This is what I'm looking at. Hey, friends, been a minute. Hey, it's all good, though. We got a lot of people like that who just kind of just stop by when they want or have the time. So I'm kind of used to it now. All good. That's kind of the community we have here, though. Potential lower high here, guys. Like I said, keep a close eye on those sectors to see if this one mainly this one, tech, but it is also nice to kind of throw in these as like a backup. It is also important to point out comms are not as down as they were. Discretionary is, though. They are still down in the gutter. I'd probably keep my eye on this. As long as this is rejecting and these are still weak, you'll probably see SPY pull back again. If you see this chart retake this level and maybe even push beyond this high right here, and some of these didn't get worse, I would say that SPY is probably pushing back higher again. Just based on probability. It's not anything I just said right there. That was not special. That was just basic TA. I wouldn't say that was anything special. Well, that gives us a clear sign, though, of what's trying to go up, what's trying to go down. And that helps us with SPY. And if you guys are looking at individual equity, you need to be looking at that sector. Like if you're someone who's staring at Amazon, you're probably looking at XOI to see if it's going to recover at all. If you're someone who's staring at like Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, you're probably looking at XOK a lot more. That's what a lot of my traders know now too, is that like a lot of this consolidation we've been seeing, I mean, it is consolidation on the SPY chart, but it's because we haven't had a lot of good timing with the sectors. Whereas before, when we were just running straight up or falling straight down, that was with all of the sectors working together. It was clear as day. And that's what it should look like and feel like. You should be looking at those sectors and going, oh, wow, like, fuck. 4 out of fucking 6 of them are pumping right now. You know, okay, well, what does that draw on SPY then? You know, go act on that. You know, good job on your TA, but like, let's act on that. We're past the pat on the back. Wow, look, I did good TA. Like, okay, good job. Let's move on to catching the trade on SPY or even the individual equity, like I was referring to earlier. Maybe you don't care about trading SPY. Like, that's fine. You can still use this information to trade in individual equity. If you're someone who's trading XOI, you're definitely going to be looking at Tesla or Amazon. Today is going to be a great day because why is my trading view on my laptop? What? It deleted all your levels. Why is it even able to do that? If I got online one day and all my levels were deleted, excuse me, sorry, on every chart, like everything is reset, I think I'd lose my mind. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, actually, that wouldn't be the end of the world. What would suck is having to redo all your chart settings. I don't think I'd I don't think I'd be like that pissed that I have to redraw levels, but it would definitely suck to have to go in there and like fix all your chart settings to make it look how you want. Like mine, like I make the green and the red like super fucking vibrant. But it's just because I really suck at seeing like red. Make sure you have right layout selected. Yeah, that's where it gets funky. You had it on black mode, then it was on white mode. Flashbang through the door. Flashbang at his face. Like that's fucked. Yeah, I mean, no hate to people who use white charts, but when you're a guy who uses these dark charts all the time and you see a white chart, it is a little blinding. I'm not gonna lie, but it has nothing to do with like if I stared at white charts all day, I'm sure I'd say the same thing about people who use yellow charts. Which I'm sorry, if you use a background chart that has yellow all over it, like a really bright yellow, not like a dark, maybe even a dark one I'd be fine with, but a bright one, you are a criminal. You are a future criminal if you aren't already one. And you need to know that. Also, make sure you don't have hide all for indicators and drawings. Oh, look, Data J with the clutch right there. It's like a flashbang for sure. Honestly, you just gave me a great idea for a short that I'm going to make today. Also, if you guys ever make your own YouTube shorts, make sure you put the hashtags in the YouTube title. I have finally proven what works and what doesn't work on YouTube titles. Charts come in yellow? Yeah, you can get yellow. Shit, I've seen dudes with pink, like being serious about it too. And their candlesticks will be like a bright blue and like a bright yellow. And then I've seen people with yellow backgrounds and their charts will look like I don't know, like gender reveal parties. It's like bright blue and bright pink everywhere. It's like I don't understand. report them to the police. No, they genuinely need to be like find God, find help, find an addiction that isn't this. Like, please. There's no way. Maybe a good idea for swings so you don't stare at them too much. You're like, all right, I'm gonna check the daily for 5 seconds, and I'm getting right back off because my eyes hurt. By the way, look at Tech 0.27. Remember that hit as low as 0.8 just a few moments ago. We're at 0.25 on that, 0.24. The one to worry about is XOY. They've been down over $2 or 2 down the entire day. If you look over at that left side smaller watch list, it's the XLs. If anybody in here has no clue how to read those, oh wait, we didn't clip that. Never mind, I can't even bait that. I was hoping one of you would clip it. But yeah, if anybody needs help with the sector name, just let me know. At first, they're kind of hard to remember, but once you've read them out more than a few times, it's really not that bad. And they're really easy to remember. Especially because all you really need to pay attention to is the last letter. So if you're someone who gets confused by reading the same letters over and over, it's really not that big of a deal. But it does feel like things are trying to recover. It just doesn't have the help of every sector. Because tech is doing fine going back up. Banks have even done a job of not falling further. Comms have done all right. Yeah, it's really your discretionary chart, and then tech needs a better directional move here. But as a whole, looks like everything is down still. Besides, of course, some of your other outliers. Which I guess one day we could show off the rest of the sectors, but I've already shown you guys why we don't even need to. It's really just about the amount of size they are. They aren't really that big. Now, if we get up in here, guys, and these numbers over here and the pullback start happening, like if this starts to look ugly, this starts to look ugly, this starts to look ugly, all around the same time, make sure you go back to your SPY chart, you check it, and you're like, all right, is this also weak or is this still pumping? And if it is, then go check and be like, all right, what the fuck's causing that? Make sense of it first. Don't just jump into a trade and get lucky. What the worst thing you can do in trading, in my opinion, when you first start out or when you're early on, or doesn't honestly at any part of your journey, is taking a trade that makes no sense, getting lucky and winning, because then you're gonna be like, oh well, fuck, I'll just do that again. I'll do whatever I did in that first trade, and you'll try to make up shit in your head and try to like reroute that trade again. When in reality, all you did was just get lucky because you were guessing. So the worst thing you can do is be like, oh damn, that was really good. So and allowing that to be like your impactful memory of like, oh, I want all my trades to be like that, but they need to start like that. Oh, and as I was saying, things are trying to push back up. You see XOY getting weaker. You see tech pulling back. I said 0.24, 0.25. They're double that now. They're back down to over down one. I'm trying to keep this super simple when I go over these, by the way. So yeah, definitely see why those came down. And we're on the 1 minute on this chart, by the way, guys. Honestly, if you end up taking a short here, I would probably go for strikes that are around like this high or low. So like around 680, 681. And then you can go towards this. But man, this fucking movement is crazy. I haven't even checked to see the impact this has on any of the setups we had going. Because we're not in any open swings right now. But I would love to see where are all those charts that we were looking at or have traded recently. Just to see, wow, what the fuck is this impact? Or whoa. Just to see what all happened with some of those. But yeah, the 680 or the 681, if you're trading this pullback, if we end up consolidating here for longer than you like or retaking the 680 to 250, it is definitely a clear sign of like, all right, I just need to chill. But I would definitely 100% be flipping through your sectors right now as you're watching SPY for somebody who is looking at this. Regardless of your bias. Flipping through those sectors is the easiest way to just kind of have a good feeling for, okay, this should pull back more. Or, oh, okay, this is probably going to pump. Or even better, when you're trying to confirm if something is actually pumping or dumping, you can go look at those, just a few of the sectors real quick and be like, all right, it is. Wow, okay. or go through be like, what the fuck is causing this? Maybe you're even more confused now. But sometimes whenever I get confused like that, it's just nice to go check the outliers, like your healthcare, your staples, your energy, because there is always a sector doing pretty well for the most part. Which today at first it was energy, but as you can see, that pullback hit them pretty heavily. But yeah, crazy cap down today, huh, guys? How are you guys doing, by the way? Good morning. Make sure to drop a like on the stream. I'm also live on Discord, so if you just prefer Discord for some reason. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Make sure to drop a like on the stream. If you guys have anything for me, any questions or anything, let me know. Trying my best to just kind of sift through the sectors here and there and just kind of call out what's weakening, what's not. Right now, we're kind of watching like a teetering discretionary sector because they're just really ugly and really bad right now today. They're very bearish today. Comms are a second place, and then honestly, what's funny is Tech's not even that bearish today. Tech actually did a great job of recovering into their 50% and actually hitting something. Kind of like what SPY did here, but that makes sense considering Tech is over a third of the market or about a third of the market. One other note too. I posted a bunch of videos in the Discord the other day. Make sure you guys go check that out. There's tons of different just breakdowns and all kinds of things. Not just SPY itself, the sectors that make up SPY. VIP floor had like an SPX video with all kinds of shit in it as well. And then there's an actual sectors video just for the VIP floor. So make sure you guys check those videos out if you didn't already. I did make the sectors video a little longer than I was probably supposed to, but as you'll hear in that video, I did talk about a lot of extra shit too. So but yeah, I hope you guys go enjoy those breakdowns and stuff. Just extra shit if you have time. I also like to post those for the people in Discord who are like not able to join the streams or maybe they're busy during the day. There's a ton of people like that, so can't really judge. Yeah, for real. So I look at the ES chart and the SPY chart when I trade, and it's projecting the ES high for the day. Nice, good looks. And yeah, that makes sense. They're not going to be that far off. I don't know why ES traders try to act like their shit's different. It's the same chart, basically. Will the numbers be the same? No, probably never. It's like SPX. Like, they're not going to ever line up like that. If they do, that's pretty crazy, but that's just not what they're for. But the template of the chart is going to almost always be the same. Like I said, almost. The one that's a bigger outlier is your SPX, not even your SPY futures. But I see some people be like, yeah, man, I trade SPY futures. I can't really help you like this or that. Yeah, exactly. People, yes, the majority of SPY futures traders, Bob Johnson, act like they're not the same chart. It's insane. That's why I said, like, that's why I was telling you, good update, because, like, you're not trying to act like that. But there are people out there who act like the charts are, like, so much different and they shit different than us. And it's like, okay, dude, calm down. They trade different, sure. But the template of the chart is the exact same. I don't know why people act like they aren't. So it would be better to look at SPY than ES? No, there's there's no better. There isn't a single one that's better. That's what I'm trying to say. Neither one of those crowds are better than the other. They are the same crowd. Now they trade differently though. That's the difference. That is the difference, not the chart. They trade very differently. Because one is futures and one is the equity market. It's not the same. But yeah, the template is basically the same. Like that's why you'll always see like Maddie in here. He'll be like, "Yeah, this is happening. That's happening." I'm like, "Bet, yeah, I see that too." Like we're just kind of like confirming with each other that we're seeing the same thing, and you'll see it too. Like he'll be like, "Yeah, dude, I caught that thing at the CDO and it bounced, and then I caught it into the PDCP, and it's like, damn, yeah, I see that." Maybe I don't have the exact full ass number as him. We don't have the exact number to call out, but that's really all it is. It's the same chart. Not SPY, sorry, I bet SPX. I know they pay differently. No, it's the same thing, same story. A lot of the time you're gonna have the same template. Like you'll be like, oh, I have a higher low above CDO. Like that chart probably has it as well. Do they have the same number on the chart? Hell no. Do they trade the same? Hell no. So they are different, but they're not different in the sense of how you approach them. Like I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I'm getting a bullish breakout and you guys are getting a bearish break. Like that's literally never going to happen. Especially for the trader who's actively minded of their sectors. Like right there, things were looking like they were about to dump. Can anyone tell me what one sector just changed its mind about what direction it was going just now? And I did this without flipping through charts. You can see it just by seeing the number. If you look at that left side, which one of those sectors did its work, did its job this morning just now to make us not dump further? Because again, it kind of looked like and felt like we were about to pull back pretty heavily there. Even for someone who's looking through their sectors. But just now, over the last maybe 15, 20 minutes, now probably like 8 minutes, what sector bounced and actually did a pretty good job? No, not in. And energy did fine, yes, but that's not the sector that has enough weight, brother. That doesn't weigh anything. That can't do anything to SPY. So what sector on that left side? Like I said, because there's no XLE on that left side watch list. Come on, Bob, you can get this. Anyone else as well, y'all feel free to answer. It's not just Bob I'm talking to. He's just the cool one I'm talking to right now. XLK, exactly. XLK, 100% XLK. That just hit over 0.80. It literally was pulling back, and then it decided to retake. This is like the main sector that just stopped everything from dumping just now. I can directly go tie it to it. It's like clear as day. But it's not clear as day if you're not tracking it, if you're not paying attention to it. If you didn't know, oh, well, yeah, tech pump this morning. I didn't even know that. Like, okay, well, that's your fault for not looking. Y'all got to go through these and update yourself. What happened this morning? What happened from open? Where'd they go? What'd they do? Which one's weak? Which one's killing it today? You know. And then last question: are the relationships of each sector actually working today? Right now, individually, no, because everything just opened lower, so makes sense. Meaning staples shouldn't be down and tech shouldn't be down at the same time, and they're down the exact amount, the exact same. All right, Bob Johnson's rage baiting. And yeah, good retake of this. Tech back over the minus 0.30, sorry, into the minus 0.20 now. And I'm kind of like keeping my other eye open on these to see, do these get better? Because this one's doing a great job, but can these catch up? Because if these catch up, then this one doesn't have to work as hard. And look at that. Tech's going to go break even. Tech is going to go break even on the day after a large gap down like that. It was about this hammer, actually. I was trying to look at the amount of minutes that was. I think it was this hammer, actually. That hammer mixed with that one, it instantly is like, oh shit. It doesn't feel like it's trying to fall now. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Bob. That sucks ass. I hope you get through that. I genuinely would go crazy if that happened to me today. All right, let's get my stream open, and then I check all my charts and everything's just like gone. I would probably lose my mind. So I'm not even gonna try to sit here and be like, yeah, man, keep your cool. Just get into this. Just get your levels back on it real quick. Like, no. I would take your time so you don't get too pissed at it, because that is kind of frustrating. Like, to me, that's like losing a child. It's like, damn, dude. What do I even do anymore? What do I even do? I am honestly surprised to say this out loud, guys. But not only have we hit, I gotta take a screenshot, hit the 50% of the gap down, we have now officially hit the previous day control point. I can't type. Worth a damn. There we go. And I would genuinely say a lot of this goes to Tech's help. Let's go look at the other ones that are helping Tech, though. Let's not just say Tech, 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 Tech. They're so great. Let's give some importance to these other sectors so we can see what else helped out today. The banks. Round of applause for the banks, everybody. The banks did great this morning. Discretionary, you need some work, man. Tesla and Amazon, y'all need to talk because that is crazy work. We are not even, I didn't even draw, I don't even know where the 50% of this is, but I can tell you now, we're not near it yet. So we're going to have previous day close all the way to today's open. And then for shits and giggles, let's get previous day low to previous day high, just to kind of see what that extra 50% is. And it's a little further up, as expected. Comms, they did pretty good. All they did was basically go hit their head against the ceiling, but they went up at least from the open, which allows Tech to have at least some help, which allows SPY to have at least some directional movement. Healthcare didn't hurt us, didn't help us. Round of applause for healthcare. Staples kind of in the same seat. It definitely looks like they're hurting us, but they don't weigh enough for this to be too crazy. So honestly, great job everybody. The one that's truly damaging the movement up today, because you could have had just a straight up move today, was probably discretionary and a mix of comms. Honestly, these two not pushing up behind its fellow peer Tech. Because remember, if you pay attention to my videos or my breakdowns, you know that these three work together. So anytime we don't have them all working together, we don't have a single directional chart today or that day, right? So if these had been honestly just doing better, which discretionary looks like it's trying. They look like they're trying to get to 115s. We'll see if they get over those highs or not. Comms also kind of looking a little weak again. So see, I'm kind of like piecing it together. Then I'm coming back to this chart, just kind of using that context to kind of move forward with. Which we would have been doing this if we were dumping further, but we didn't. Crazy that I even had to draw targets like that today. Rough morning. Hope your day gets better, Bob. Yeah, for real. That's annoying as shit. I think anyone in here could agree to that. Like that would annoy anyone. Maybe not to the extent where you're like raging or anything, but just like it's just a big inconvenience. Plus, I know as well as any of you, and I know you guys know as well as I, on this particular matter, when you chart and you go out and you have all these hundreds of charts charted, you're probably just like, you probably don't check all of them, but occasionally you go click on one, you're like, oh, nice, I have this charted already. I don't have to do anything. Like, it's a pretty cool feeling. He is now not going to get to experience that anymore because he has to go out there and chart everything again. Like, that's another kind of like, eh. At the same time, though, I'm not too sad for you because honestly, it'll probably be really, 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 really good practice. At least XOK isn't breaking Friday's close. Exactly. Great call out. See, that's the kind of call out I want to see. That's like a true update that can help. And look at that. We saw green. We see green on it. Look, there's green. There's green on it. Oh, it went red. Good thing I got a screenshot. If you didn't get the picture, it didn't happen. And yeah, good morning to anybody who's in here in the Discord or on YouTube. Good morning. If you're on YouTube, please like the stream. It does apparently help out the channel a ton. If you're here on Discord, just be pretty, be yourself. It's cool. Life happens. I gotta remember I played for Speed Hot Pursuit. I stay calm. Yeah, good shit. Good mindset. Picks where it didn't happen. Yeah. Tech wasn't green. You're lying. You made that shit up. Oh, and I was saying it on Twitter this weekend. If you guys are on Twitter and I don't follow you, let me know so I can follow you. I think I follow every single one of you though, or most of you. Oh wait, Music Man replied to me. See, this is a really sus page. Do I follow this page back? Like, I don't. There are 0 posts. Blood follows nobody, including me. Probable spam. Is this anyone in the stream? I would actually laugh if you were here. Speak up if this is you. Like, this could legit be like a group owner's back account for all I know. Like, that's literally what this looks like. Music Man. Interesting name. Not even Vic's chart has levels. Well, I guess I wouldn't be too butthurt about that one. I don't do levels on Vix. I have like ranges set where it's like, okay, we're volatile as fuck. Oh, we're not as volatile. I have it like as like something to gauge, but I'll be honest with you, the last time I even looked at that chart, I wouldn't even be able to tack that date down. It's probably been well over a year. Maybe even a year and a half, maybe even going on 2 years for all I know. But I wouldn't even know. But yeah, good look on your charts. Hopefully you get that going back again. Rob Kramer in the trade floor said, "You know, one headline I actually haven't read this whole time. They haven't called off the meeting for Wednesday." I said, "Your fault," as a joke, of course. And he says, "But what if this is just all show? Pretty fucked up show, but they legit haven't said the meeting for negotiations on Wednesday. Also, the last flare up, each side communicated the attack beforehand. Who's to say they didn't agree in person to let the weekend play out but still meet? That's crazy." And yeah, I don't like to put my tinfoil hat on, but that's definitely possible. I've always said calculated moves in the market always have perfect timing with news. Like, before moves happen, you have news. At the end of moves, you have news. You know, that's a lot of the time you could say that that's not random. Maybe sometimes it is, sure. I agree. Not all news is calculated, but I would agree that most of it is. But then, and that's without putting a tinfoil hat on. If you just sit here and you watch the market and you just pay attention to the tops and bottoms of every low and higher low that SPY makes over its, course, you'll see, wow, holy shit, there is a lot of just perfectly timed news. So I don't know. He's not too tinfoil hat on that post, but that would be crazy. It's just one of those things I don't have to think about too heavily because it's like, you and me would never be able to prove it. Even if we could prove it, we couldn't do anything with that information. So it's better to just kind of take it with the grain and just move on. There's other things that are more important for you to focus on. Watching UNH above 293 weekly close for calls. Good looks, Alex. I'll be looking out for that. I believe UNH is on the little watch list I have too. I'll have to go double check that. I was mainly liking it because healthcare is just like, I just like watching healthcare as an outlier. Like, whenever SPY is consolidating and everybody on like social media is crying about how they can't find plays, it's because they only watch tech. They only watch discretionary. They probably only watch comms as well, the main three, right? If you're someone in here who takes time to look at the banks or the healthcare sector or staples or energy, I have the highest amount of respect for you because you're someone who is going against the grain and actually looking for what else is moving, or even just going to other markets. Like, you guys hear me say how much I like crypto for outliers. Like, do you have to like crypto? No. I mean, listen to me. I fucking hate crypto. Do I still trade it? Of course I do. Because anytime our market looks like shit, this thing starts bouncing. I look at it now. It looks fucking beautiful. Looks amazing. It looks like it should pump to 260 again over the next couple weeks. As the SPY market looks more like shit, maybe that actually happens. Everybody's complaining about how we're just ranging, but they're not talking about what's causing the ranging. And anytime you see someone complaining about that and they're not trying to make sense of it, that's someone who's not trying to win. That's someone who's not trying to grow. And you could say, well, maybe they just didn't have their parameters, and maybe that's true. You know, maybe they didn't have something hit their chart that they need to see to take a trade. That's totally fine. But to sit there and cry about it though is just kind of waste of time and energy. And I'm seeing a lot of that across the internet nowadays. Just constant complaining, bad price action, ZZZ. You know, shit like that. It's just like, it's really not that bad. It's really not. The only people who complain about like consolidation, like we are seeing on SPY over the past couple weeks, are people who don't actually know what SPY is. They just know that the options chain does this and that. They know that if they do this, they have a chance to make it. Like they probably have their own niche of making money when they see a certain setup, but like that's all they're good for is that one trick pony shit. Don't you want to be able to actually read out, oh hey, this is pumping, this is dumping, this is doing that, and pointing out what actually causes SPY to go up or down or to have a green candle? So then you can make your little, confident, egotistical call out, and you can actually have something to back it up instead of just saying, "Oh, well, guys, it's going to do this because I said it is." Like that doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of people who do that nowadays. They see something like that, they get a little cocky, they get ahead of themselves, they fumble. It's only natural that you're going to fumble such a setup. But you don't see that in the moment. In the moment, you're like, "Oh fuck, nothing can touch me. I'm bulletproof. I can do anything and I won't do wrong." It's like people who say I don't watch anime when the standard should be if the show is good or bad. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't know. Anime is a little out of some people's reach. But it is like that. Like kind of like judging a book by its cover. It's like you're not really even giving it a chance, but you're judging it without even understanding what it is. That's basically what people do that trade SPY without knowing sectors. Is you're basically judging a book by its cover. Oh, well, I've seen this setup before, so it should go up. Okay, but why did that setup work? I don't know, but it worked. That's basically what most people do with SPY. It worked, so I do it. Okay, but why did it work? I don't know, but it worked. So I do it. When in reality, you should be saying, oh, well, I really liked, like this time when SPY broke up, I really liked that tech was pumping and nothing was damaging it further. The only thing that was truly down today was discretionary. And you have comms, of course. But even comms look a little better now. But like, you see, I have an actual explanation of like, oh, well, I liked this bullish candlestick and I like this bullish chart, but what caused that? Oh, well, this caused that and that caused this. I can actually explain, oh, okay, that's what made it do that. That's what I like about sectors. It's because I can actually break down and understand what the fuck is causing this. Instead of just going, oh my God, green candle. Like, I mean, you heard me in stream talk like that too. I'm like, oh my God, we're just pumping. But I can actually explain why I'm surprised. Instead of just going, oh my God, large green candle. Like, it's not actually helpful. And yeah, good morning. If I didn't already say it to some of you, good morning. Good to see you guys. It's already been about 47 minutes since the open, almost 48. Since then, we've just seen SPY basically move up. I'm gonna be honest; it's about as plain as this morning has been. Mainly due to tech recovery from other sectors like banks, comms, a little bit of healthcare, a little bit of staples, and really just the help of them not further going down. The one that was a little damaging at first was discretionary. As you can see, though, I'll just show you instead of staring at the number, they're going back up. So this is kind of helping us understand, okay, SPY is allowed to go back up a little bit more just because we know that discretionary has a little bit of room. And then I made sure to plot out one more level. It's just the 50% of 2 days ago. Of Thursday into Friday. This one's Friday into Monday. And then this one's the halfway point of Friday. And then this is CDO. So there's only 4 levels I have thrown on my screen right now. And then the targets of the gap fib, that's not the same. As you can see too, and you can go back to literally like my last 2 years of streams. Anytime there's like a crazy gap down or gap up, or like there's just a lot of indecision, a lot of the time that's exactly when we start to have like 3 levels on our screen. We'll have the least amount of levels on our screen. It's because we want to focus on just what is important. And Bob on the other end of that too. Let's say that doesn't happen. Maybe it's too late to get calls. So the other half of that would be like, and if it doesn't, I'm just gonna chill. If it continues to show this push or hold or it's consolidating, because it's already made a pretty good move, you could even be like, well, I'm probably just gonna chill. Just to kind of add something on the other end of that, just to add literally anything to that. I don't want to just read your comment and say nothing to you. Just so we're not like, oh, I'm only bearish and I'm bearish until I'm bearish. Exactly. Sit on your hands. Okay, good. I'm just making sure. You never know these days, Bob. You never know. You never know when Bob Johnson's 1670 is going to fly off the handle. I like y'all's names because they're all goofy and shit from YouTube, so I can, like, make it even worse when I say your name. I mean, it's okay to do stupid stuff, honestly. It's not the stupid stuff I hate. It's the repetition of stupid stuff I hate. Or the negativity or the egotistical shit. Like, and you'll see it. Like, there's probably still people even in there right now, even after all my complaining, that will go in there and be like, guys, you caught this with me. It's like, brother, like, I stop. There will be people that haven't been typing in chat for months who will go in there and be like, look what I posted. It's like, brother, I almost forgot you were here. I hate when people do that. I don't like the ego trading. I really hate ego trading. Like, I hate even just like a hint of it, to be honest with you. Like, if someone even just hints at it, it's so bad. It's not good for human nature. It's not good for trading. It's not good for making friends. It's not good for other people. It's not good for you. It literally is not good for anything. You can be confident without ego. It's not confidence I'm downing. You can be confident, but you can be confident without being cocky. There's a huge difference, and that's the separation I like a lot. What's up, Fipo? Good to see you. There's my Battlefield guy right there. My brother from Austria. That's what I love about this group. Hardly see ego. It's still here and there. But a lot of the times it's from people that are just stopping in because they're focused on other chats or they're focused on a different group that they're paying for and being dumb in and stuff like that. And I know I sound like I'm being harsh, but that's just the reality. Some people are not just in my group. So they go to other groups, they get this random ego, they come back in here, and it's like, wait, people don't talk like that in here. Like I have fully told people that are like paying me money to leave my chat before because I don't care about your money. I'd rather keep the sanity of my chat. Like that's way more valuable to me than your whatever you pay me. I don't even care. You could be paying me $1,000 a month. I don't care. I mean, you can't actually be paying me that, but you see what I'm saying though. I don't care if you're offering me fucking $1,000 a month. That wouldn't change a thing. The sanity of my chat is more important. My sanity is more important. My mods' sanity is important. People who are veterans or have been in my chat for a long ass time, like, do you think they want to go read that shit? Probably not. And that's the thing in my chat too, is a lot of people don't understand. Like, there's not a lot of kids in my chat. I'm probably one of the younger people in my own group. So like, people don't need to be reading that shit. They don't care. It's also just super toxic. It's not good for yourself. If you're constantly having to prove yourself to others, Guys, look at my gains. Guys, look at this call out I did. Wow, guys, look at this. Look at that. You know, if you're more focused on the reaction to your result than the actual result itself, that is a problem. Bet, FIFO, bet. That sounds good to me. It is, but it's not published. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's why I'm so against it. I don't want to just sit here and act like, oh my god, I hate ego. Like, no, I don't mind confident people. I really don't. Like, there's plenty of confident traders in my chat. There's actually a majority of them are confident, but the cockiness, the ego-ness, that shit, that doesn't need to be here. And honestly, I really don't like people coming in the chat and being like, guys, we're gonna do this, this, and this year. Like that. What? No, we're not. Shut up. I don't think calling out things way ahead of time is like the way to do things. Because now you're just giving yourself and other people false expectations. When in reality, you should be taking it by ear and building into your investments no matter the dips. You should be in the as a long term investor, you should be in the mindset of this is always going to go back up. But sometimes it's going to be a lot longer than usual. We've seen cases where multiple years are down and not on the uppity up, you know, helping out your account over the long term. So buying those dips would be a little painful. But you have to be in the mindset of no, this is going to bounce. It's just probably going to take forever. You know, you wouldn't be in the mindset of this is going to bounce and it's going to happen in exactly 36 hours from now. Like, brother, where did you pull that from? Where did you get that from? Where did you get that info from? Like, I hope that works out, sure, but my work is going to start at 6 a.m. your time. Jesus, didn't you have a like football practice or something? Like FUTBOL? Foot. I don't like people who try to burn your house to make their house seem bigger. Oh, that's a really good way of putting that. Confidence is different from ego. It's just let me know. Oh yeah, let me know who I can listen to or not. Yeah. But yeah, Data, that's a really good message you sent. And you see people do that in trading a lot more than normal. Even back in the day, all the way to now, like it's pretty bad. Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be respected every time they say something. Like, it's just like, Jesus Christ. Not everything needs a reaction, is what I've learned. Like, not everything needs to be replied to. Not everything needs to be reacted to. Not everything needs to be, you know, have a result. Like, it's not that deep. Yeah, but that's going to be in 2.5 hours. So after 2 p.m. your time, I should be home ready to play. Bet. Oh, I thought you said tomorrow. Tomorrow, only half day work. Yeah, but that's going to be 2.5 hours after 2 p.m. your time. I should be home ready to play. Damn. So you're already almost done. Call M3 crazy. Call me crazy. I would never call you crazy. Not Kevo. He's one of one. I can't call him crazy. Oh, till 6 a.m. my time. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Are you sure you mean 6 a.m. or 6 p.m.? 6 a.m. is like early as fuck. Or you're saying we could play so long that we could make it to 6 a.m.? We're going to drop like dynamite? I mean, it's very possible. We're under the 2 day ago. I guess that's what I'm calling it now. The 2 day ago gap down 50%. You're back under the previous day 50%. And I'll be honest, the main thing that pushed us up there was tech and then discretionary getting a small relief bounce, and then everything else just kind of like went up a couple candles. But they all look like they're kind of teetering back off. All I know is that you can't just start shorting as soon as you get up to the 50% the first time. If you do that all the time, you're going to burn yourself. I'm not just talking to Kevo. I know there's a few of you in here who also did the exact same thing. But y'all can't just short every first time you get up to the 50%. Y'all got to wait a little bit. You should want it to break that level that you want to short first. Therefore, when it goes above it and it breaks it again, you have the liquidity volume as well. It's not just bearish, it's like super extra mega bearish once you see that. You pussied out a good mental trade. And you guys are good. Trust me, I'm not judging you guys. Like, I'm not going to be like, you guys are fucking idiots. Like, that's not what I mean. Like, I think highly of all of you for the most part. But it's just like, I do see a lot of people do that. And I'm only making that comment because I used to do that a lot. Me and Leland would do that every time. Every first time it would touch, it'd be like, oh my God, short, 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 short and hold forever. And then we'd lose 100% of the position. It's like, why'd we do that? Because we're just guessing. We don't know what we're doing. But now we know, okay, well, we should probably wait for the second thing or wait for it to show off a second, confirmation to some extent and be like, okay, now you have a better grip on it. Gone into 2, saved myself out, took the 50% and then 684.50 level. First test of the 0.5 fib versus retest reminds me of the 40 versus 80% entries. I guess that is kind of, yeah. It's a very weird way of putting it, but yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. That is the exact like route of thinking, I guess you could say. Because like your 40%'s like a good signal, but it's not a great signal. And then your 80%'s like a great signal because it's like, hey, you have extra signs that this is trying to do this. So yeah, I guess you're right. I always just call it the thing. I always just like to go like the first thing, wait for the second thing, do the second thing, always do the second thing. Like, because I'll see people in chat, and my own chat too, and they'll be like, yeah, I saw this, 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 and this, and I hesitated. It's like, huh? I see like 2 things and I'm getting in. You saw like 4 things and you still didn't get in. Like, that's just hesitation. That's pure hesitation. And then on the other end of the foot, I'll see people go, I'll be like, oh, I only saw one thing. I wasn't really comfortable with that. I didn't really pussy out. I just kind of avoided it. And then I'll see someone else in chat and they'll be like, I saw this one thing happen and I went balls to the wall, calls or puts. It's like, brother, you didn't even have any extra confirmation. You saw one thing. Like, dude, if I traded every time I saw one thing on my screen, I wouldn't be here. I'd be negative. I'd be off my stream. We'd be gone. I'd be working at Sonic or something. Like, that's not how that works. But yeah, you are kind of right in a sense, Data J. It's like the same like style, or not same style, but you know what I meant. Same template, I guess. And yeah, I like this pullback here, especially if your XLK keeps it up. So I would definitely keep your eye on this one as well, guys. Because if this pulls back, you're probably going to see SPY pullback. And if the other ones are also red while this is pulling back, that's even better for you. And you're going to see really, really, really good moves down. And it is amazing how we've already hit like all the different areas for some of the sectors we were talking about literally just yesterday. We were saying how important 138.27 to 139 is, and maybe not in the sense we thought, being below it and getting up into it, now pulling back out of it, but still seeing the importance of that area. I've had a lot of these levels drawn for weeks, some of them even longer. Again, not trying to sound cocky, it's just I like to show like these levels are fucking strong, dude. No credit goes to me. All credit goes to the levels and just all the different things that we look at to pay attention to see direction. Like literally 0 credit goes to me. All credit goes to the sectors and just some of the information we use to help us be a little bit more confident in what we're looking at. And I would say that's all we're really doing is we're just trying to find ways that help us see things that make sense without making shit up. You know, if I see something, I want to be able to consistently plot it a certain way. I don't want to have to, oh, because this happened, I got to do it this way, or because that happened, I got to do it this way. I want to do it one way every single fucking time. I want it to be consistent. And that's really all we're doing here. We're just trying to make things consistent to make ourselves more comfortable so when we approach these trades, we can actually act on them instead of shivering in fear or giving ourselves 100 reasons to hesitate, you know? So as soon as you, and if you hesitate, it's because you don't understand the confirmations you're going for. And like let's focus on Bob here for a second because I actually have a great thing to say to Bob. So let's create a safe space for Bob because we're not criticizing Bob here. We're not attacking Bob. Bob's our friend. He's been here a long time. But he said that's my biggest problem. I hesitate for everything. Earlier I saw you mention like a bull flag or something, you know, and I said Bob is rage baiting. I said that because we don't go over that stupid shit in this stream because it doesn't work. If you want to go over bull flags, go somewhere else. Bull flags are not for this community. Bull flags do not work. At least the way that they're taught, they don't work. And it just kind of shows me like that you don't actually know what you're going for, which probably creates that hesitation. I bet if you had a really good grip on what you specifically like your own niche trades, I bet you would have more confidence than anyone else in here. Because clearly you're able, you know, clearly you're able. You're in here, you're typing. I see you all the time. Like, you know, answers to all these questions that I talk about sometimes, you know. Sometimes you get them wrong, but I mean, literally, I think everybody does. But it just shows me, like, hey, you don't understand what you're going for. And that's not to attack you. I'm just saying, like, I bet if you did have a good grip on what you're going for, dude, you'd probably be a fucking beast. And you probably wouldn't have that problem where you're hesitating. That's where hesitation comes from, though. It's from the lack of understanding. Of course you're going to hesitate because you don't have a great strong grip on it. And you're not like, well, fuck, I know the routes this can take. And maybe you do on certain scenarios, so it kind of mixes with it. That's probably what makes the hesitation even worse, is because you do probably know what you're talking about to some extent in certain cases. But then in other cases, you probably don't. You're looking at it and you're like, well, fuck, what do I do? And maybe you make shit up, maybe you don't. Maybe you come to the reality of that and you're like, well, I don't need to do this because I don't know what I'm talking about. So you're probably like a really good passive like hesitator. You're probably someone who looks at the setup and you're like, I understand some of it, but not all of it. And instead of forcing it because you know you don't fully understand it, which is good that you don't, you probably just like, and you hesitate. And that's not to attack you again. I'm just saying, like when I see someone say ascending triangle or bullish flag, I'm like, okay, well that guy has not paid attention to anything I've said for weeks or for months because I don't even know who goes over that in here. And I'm not saying that's all you talked about because he did also call out a golden pocket, which we do talk about those. He talked about a few other things, so I can see you're not completely like lost. I know you know what you're talking about. So that's where I'm disconnected. I'm like, man, if we just work on this or that, you'd probably be fine. Sorry, I can't breathe now. That's a lot of talking. And to anyone else in here, not just Bob, if you hesitate, you probably just have a lack of understanding of something you're going for, or maybe there's something missing, or maybe you're going too quick. You know, maybe you're rushing things. Maybe you're going too slow. Or maybe you're not going through the right checklist. You know, maybe there's something you're missing. Like I don't know what it is, of course, but everyone's different too. Like some of us don't have checklists. We just remember things. Some of us have checklists because we're old. We suck. We need to remember things. Literally everyone is different. So I can't be like, well, this is your problem, Bob. You damn cookie cutter. You're like, you're not a cookie. Everybody in here is different. You're literally all a different shaped cookie. I can't shape you to be a giraffe. You're an elephant. You know, it's like, it's not the same. Which, dude, imagine a giraffe cookie. Holy shit. Saying that out loud, I was like, I don't even know if I've seen one. Building confidence to enter my trades is what I'm working on. I always psych myself out, even if 2 green flags, etc. And if it comes down to that too, let's say you're fine, like you do know what you're going for. It just isn't working out. There's something in there to micromanage. There's something in there to work on. I seem to struggle every time I just take open range moves. It's like, well, maybe you should stop taking open range moves. It's called the 40% for a reason in my community. When I feel myself hesitating on good setups, wait, hold on, let me read that again. When I feel myself hesitating on good setups, I just size down. Yeah, that's fair. But you can't give that advice to everybody though, because what if someone's using one contract? I can't be like, yo, size down. But that's good advice though for maybe other people who are using like heavier amounts. And they're like, yeah, I'm hesitating. It's like, well, maybe don't enter your full normal size position since it's not a normal position. It always ties back to like treating the trade as if like treating the trade like it's the setup. Like, oh, I think it's gonna do this. Okay, well then treat it that way. Oh, I'm scalping this. Okay, well then scalp it. Don't sit there and like hold it all day long or turn it into a swing. Yeah, it works for me, but we all have different issues. Yeah, 100%. I know you haven't talked about that ever, but it's learning so much before I. No, you're good. I'm just saying that could be causing that. I'm not trying to attack you and saying you're stupid for calling that out. Like, no. Because you, like I said before, that isn't the only thing you said. You did also mention other great mentions as well. I was just trying to hone in on that one because it was the one that I remembered from earlier. I saw the reset the 50% the gap and didn't enter. And yeah, and see, but that's what I'm trying to say. You literally just proved my point by saying that. You're focused on this other shit that you don't need to be focused on. And it kind of takes you off of the importance and the value of, oh wow, I could have taken this setup. When in reality, if you were just focused on that, you probably would have full sent it. You would have had zero hesitation. That's all I was trying to get at. I'm not trying to say like fuck your old knowledge or anything. Like, dude, we're all like that. We all learned descending triangles and bull flags in the beginning. We all learned about EMAs and Keltner channels and Bollinger bands and TTM squeeze and Ichimoku squeeze. Like everybody has heard about these. Everybody has learned about chart patterns. Everybody has learned about candlestick patterns. Everybody has learned about all these things. Most people in here have gone through that trial and tribulation. I would say the only thing that is stuck through all that you probably should continue to pay attention to is maybe just candlestick patterns, but because that's an actual fundamental of price action. No, Bob Johnson. I was just saying if you do have a checklist, everybody's different. I'm just saying if you're one of those people that do have a checklist, maybe you don't need to have checking for chart patterns on that checklist. Is all I was trying to get at. I'm not trying to like attack you. I'm just saying. And no, there's not like a checklist. I mean, maybe there is a video for that on my channel. I don't know, but like, don't try to cookie cutter trading. Like, don't try to be like, this is a bull flag and then take a bullish play. I'm not saying you did that. That's what I'm trying to talk against right now. But no, I don't think there's a checklist. Unless there is, somebody let me know. I don't think there is though. I saw so much shit before, but not on BBL for life. Exactly. Be conditional, like Kevo just said. If this, then that. If this level breaks, then I'm taking shorts under this level. If this level retest this after doing this, and use context. I would say context. If anybody needs to write down a note from this stream or any of my streams from any stream ever, it's write down the word context. Context. Context, context, context. You use context every time you talk to somebody. You use context anytime you watch a show or movie. Context is everywhere. And it's especially on the stock market. You use context to create a better decision for yourself. Above CDO and PMH, then bullish. Below CDO and PML, bear. Like, yes, Kevo, that's really good too, because like it's really easy for you to type that out there because you've been doing it for like years. You've been hearing me say the same shit over. Like, there was a time when Kevo was like in every streaming call. Like now, I honestly don't even mind if I don't see your name in my calls or streams because you're one of the guys that's probably heard me repeat this shit literally hundreds, maybe even thousands of times. So at this point, it's like, Jesus Christ, I got to hear this guy again. Like, so I don't even blame people who are like from the older part of my community because I'm just like, I know y'all have heard this shit way too much. But yeah, no, it's just a rep. But yeah, so as you can see, I just want to be better than yesterday. And you were the guy who trained. No, I did not train a Michael Jordan. I wish I did. I do have a lot of awesome superstars in my chat though, but I would be very, very stupid to say that it's only because of me. You'll never hear me say Kevo and Woots and Leland and username, like they're only doing good because I taught them. Like you're literally never gonna hear those words come out of my mouth. Now you might hear, yeah, they definitely learned that strategy from me, or they definitely heard about it from me and maybe like adapted to it on their own. But their success is not because of me. Their failures are not because of me. That's all on them. And the same thing goes to any of the traders in my chat that aren't like superstars. Like I tell them all the time. They'll be like, "Yo, thank you, Bueller, for that level on SPX. Or thanks, Bueller, for that level on Spy or Triple Q. I really appreciate that. Or thanks, Bueller, for that level on Tech." It's like, dude, thank you. Like it's sure I mentioned it, but like you're the one who acted on it. I'm not the one who's sitting there in control of your hands or in control of your brain and how you're perceiving the information. Like that's all you. I mean, you could maybe say 1% or half of a percent of credit goes to me, sure, but not enough to be like, dude, you owe me. Dude, sign up in my chat. Dude, listen to me like I'm God. Like, no, I'm not God. I'm just a normal ass dude posting levels that likes his system a lot. And then there's a ton of people in here who are kind of on the same vibe now where they're kind of just able to do it on their own. I don't really have to help them with anything. And then there's people in here who just like to hear my voice because they're fucking weird. You guys aren't weird. I'm just kidding. Yes, you are. But yeah, everyone's different. Everyone's on a different part of their path. And you really can't sit here and ego trade. You can't take credit for other people's shit. You can't. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, everybody's trading my shit, but at the end of the day, like, am I the one trading for them? No. I'm not going to take credit for your failure, so I'm definitely not going to sit here and try to take credit for your success either, if there is any. And then also the understanding of like maturity too. Like, I hope most of you in here, most people do already, but I hope most of you understand like options is like a salad. You know, the steak of your dinner is investing. You should be owning things. You should be dollar cost averaging into things over time. Not something someone called out to you on Twitter or YouTube. You know, like go look on your own. You know, like what I did with Netflix and PayPal. I've done this since February 1st. Now everybody across the internet wants to buy Netflix and PayPal. Literally nobody was bullish when I was bullish on these two. Do you know why I liked them? It has nothing to do with, well, I wanted to be first. No, I don't care about being first. Like, it's kind of cool that I was, but I don't care about being first. Why do I like them? I have my own reasons. PayPal, payment processor. Netflix, well, it's fucking Netflix. That's clear as day. I am addicted to Netflix. So it's two things I believe in. Sometimes it comes down to something as simple as that. It doesn't need to be some special, crazy technical reason. And then I have this confidence now of just buying a little bit here and there over time. Now we're sitting super pretty on both of those. And it's only just begun. And I'm in the mindset of this is probably going to be ugly and annoying for a while. And I'm just going to keep buying small amounts when I can. So I can own as much as I can over the long run. As they recover, I'm not just going to look like a fucking genius. I'm going to be super happy because I'm making money. I don't care about how I look to others. I care about what's in my fucking pocket. And you should too. Anybody who's not talking like that is trying to make you broke. Did you guys see my gains? Did you guys see this? Did you guys see that? Fuck the results. How did I get there? That's what you should be worried about. How much did you make on that trade, though? Fuck that. How did I make that trade? That's what you should be asking. What is this trade? And that's what I ask my traders. How did you do this? Why did you do this? I don't care about your outcome. I don't care that you lost $100. I don't care that you made $6,000. I don't care. I want to see how you got there and to see if you understand how you got there. Because if you don't, then guess what? You just got lucky. If you do understand what you did, guess what? You're a fucking beast. I hope to see you do it again. It's two completely different conversations. You're down, but you're a believer. Yeah, that's me right now too. With Bull, like that's another thing too, is like learning when to turn the switch on and off. Like with Bull, have I been buying more? Fuck no. I'm just sitting on what I have. Why would I bleed more? It's already down, but I'm gonna continue to hold it because that would be kind of going against the grain if I didn't. Why would I do that all of it? You know, that'd be random. It would be more chaotic for me to randomly cut now than to just hold. And maybe other people don't think like that. Maybe they're not comfortable enough. Maybe they're like, well, I don't like being down this much. So I'm going to cut it and move on to something else. That's fine. This again ties back to everyone is different. You don't need to be like me. I don't need to be like you. It's all the same. And the outcome, like people are so much more focused on outcome. It's like, yes, you should like a strategy that works. But should you like a strategy that works just because you saw a flashy green trade on it one time? Probably not. I saw that really very, very, very deeply in my own community one time with the lead test. When the lead test first broke out and everybody was using it, or they still do, but like when it really first came out, everybody got really addicted to it really quickly, and a lot of people were fucking up on it. So they were losing a lot because they really liked the setup, but all they were doing was just looking for breakdown of level, go down. Like they weren't actually looking for a real lead test. So until people started learning, okay, this is a real lead test. Let me use the fib of the drawdown to like keep myself as like a good clear risk. They were all losing. Well, they were losing less, but when they were losing smaller amounts. Was what was more important. Not just I want them to win. Like no, when they lose, I want them to not lose their ass. So that was a good learning curve for people. But that was like a couple years ago. But in the beginning, as some of you probably remember, like there were way more people around here. But because they don't actually take the time to learn things and actually sit there and try to understand it, they try to rush everything. They saw the result of one person's trade. You know, it kind of ruins it for them, and they get lost. They're more euphoric than they are actually trying to learn something. And then when they go to trade, bam, all that money's gone. They lost. Wow, who would have fucking guessed? You know. So a lot of the time, people's problems just come from just jumping the gun. They don't actually take the time to try to sit there and understand something. And I don't even mean my shit. I just mean in general, like anything. I don't want to sit here and act like everything I say is righteous and everything you guys hear you should be writing down and like it's a Bible. Like, no, it's not like that. But it feels like that where everywhere you go. It feels like you make the wrong step, you're fucked. I have XXXXX. Winks. Winks again. Winks a third time. With Bull, I'm the same way. I'm not selling. Yeah, and if you guys end up doing it, like that's fine. Like, don't let anyone here hold you in a trade, or don't let anyone here push you into a trade. You are the most important opinion to yourself. It's you, not some random guy in chat, not me. And yeah, just stick to your shit. And yeah, guys, drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. Join the Discord if you haven't already. And yeah, all that good stuff. Stop loss triggered on my runner. Oh well, not pushing this on a Monday. Bet. Might as well be on the board. And honestly, Bob, I looked up and I saw your message there. That's not honestly a bad thing. Just don't let you should be taking more importance behind quality, not behind to keep your win streak up. It should be behind this trade better be damn good. Because if I lose it, I want it to be on a trade that made sense. You know, therefore, when you're losing 20, 30%, you're not sitting there going, well, fuck, I don't understand why this happened and that happened and this randomly did this and this randomly did. Why did I do this? No, you need to also have trades where you're looking back at it and you're like, oh, well, I just straight up lost that one. You know, that's going to happen. You're going to lose them. So you should, but I do like half of what you said though. You were putting a lot of importance behind quality, which is honestly important. And you should be in the mindset of you don't have to trade every day. There's nothing wrong with what you said there. There's literally nothing wrong with what you said there. The problem with most people is they try to trade every day and they force timings, they force setups that aren't even there. So honestly, me reading that is a huge bonus, dude. Seriously. You don't need to trade every day. I see so many people ask me that too. They'll be like, "Do you trade 2 or 3 times a day?" And it's like, brother, you trade 2 to 3 times a day? The fuck is wrong with you? Like that instantly tells me you don't know what you're doing. Because most people do that. Most people think 2 to 3 a day is like normal, which is mind blowing. But there's nothing wrong there with what you said on that, at least in my opinion. If you were, the stock would be at $50 by now. No, you're good, man. Thank you for the like. Hard here. I am still believing we break. Yeah, very possible. You have a lower high and you're still under good levels. Keep your eye on that XOK on the left side of my screen. It's at 0.40 right now. If that gets worse, you should see more blood on the SPY chart. It's that Venture Fit. I haven't took a trade at all this morning. Didn't want to force a go against my rules. And that you literally can't beat that. And you know what? You know what's crazy too though, Venture, is like the hard part is not when you're not trading. It's when you're not trading and there is something good happening. Like when you're not trading and you see a big move up or a big move down. That's when you know you're truly strong or not. When you can see that kind of shit happen and it doesn't really bother you. You're like, oh, well, there wasn't a setup. Why do I care? Like, that's how you should be acting. Or you'd be like, well, I didn't see my setup. I didn't see the thing that I like. So, yeah, I'm not touching this. Like, great. That's good. Because that's the hard conversation to have with yourself is like, well, I don't care that that went up 2%. It's like, yeah, you're probably like, damn, that did really good. But you're probably not going to go there and be like, well, why didn't I do this? Or why didn't I do that? Like, no, it's, you know that there wasn't one. You saw it. Definitely nothing wrong with that. When it comes to forcing setups, man, you're definitely never going to hear me complain about you guys not trading as much. I would rather you trade less and focus on quality and investing. You know, options should be like something you do every now and then. It should be something you're focused on 100%. And anyone who tells you that, you should be, is lying to you or is trying to sell you something. I've even said that shit in the past. I've even before, and not now. I wasn't trying to do it in like some evil way, but I'm just saying, like I've inadvertently said, you know, let's just focus on options, you know, and kind of forgot about the importance of investing and owning things over time. So I like to retouch up on that with people because they needed to be reminded, just like I was. I needed to be reminded at one point. That was many years ago, but I mean, damn. Imagine if I was never reminded and I just kept down that path. Like I probably wouldn't be here. It's not losing, but I don't want to add to the platform. And I'm coming back. Also, SPY made a lower high at Fridays. This is my third week trading. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see this guy's name, I keep thinking it's Ace Ventura trying to troll me, and then I see it says Venture, and I'm like, oh, it's not Ace. So I keep thinking I'm getting trolled when I half read these comments, but then I'm like, oh wait, this isn't him. This guy's being genuine. This is my third week trading, but I've been in your Discord for about 6 years. Yeah, your name looked really familiar. I'm not gonna lie. Also, because it looks like it says Ventura. 6 years though is fucking crazy. You just been like chilling or lurking or hanging out, which again, that's I'm not judging you. It's you're allowed to do that. That's crazy though. 6 fucking years is long, dude. That is like way too long. Get out of my chat. I'm kidding. That is a lot though. 6 or 7, one may say. Holy shit, Bueller made a 6-7 joke. After Kamala Harris killed the 6-7 joke. Yeah, we may have a genius on our hands. He's just been grinding in the background, hamster wheel style. Insert grinding movie montage. Editor, put in the dancing lobsters. Damn, 6 years in the Discord is long as hell. Good updates, by the way, Kevo. You are killing it. Through the good and the bad, I appreciate the post, brother. Someone came into our chat and said, watch Burke be at this level. Alright, let's see. How long has this guy been here? Okay, he's been here a pretty long ass time, actually. Never mind. I will allow that message. Though it was random as fuck. No context. After a huge down day. That profile pic is evil. I was active military, then deployed. Just was learning from videos. I have a friend who learned from you. Damn. Is that Venture Fit? I don't think so. And thank you for your service, Venture Fit. I'm honestly super impressed by that message. You were here, then you got busy, you got deployed, now you're back. You're like, what's up, guys? Like that's a crazy fucking crazy journey. I'm happy to hear you're okay. Then I'm happy to hear back from you. And I was like, man, his name does look familiar, but I'll just let this guy explain because I don't remember everything and I don't want to like misremember. Very, very cool though. And yeah, again, thank you for your service. Super badass. I have a lot of family who's been in the military, so nothing but respect for that. My uncle's not alive anymore, but he even served in Operation Desert Storm and everything. Very cool though. Glad to have you back. Okay, who is Snort a Drip? Who is Snort the Drip in the Discord? Are you in the stream right now? Please speak up if you are. Please, for the love of God, speak up. Your sister is shipping out soon? Damn. What branch is she in? Marine, Army, Navy, Air Force. Is your sister a freaking Navy SEAL? Navy? Nice. Yeah, I once stood spectator to an argument between someone in the Navy, someone in the Army, and someone in the Marines. It was a sight to behold, let me tell you. She might be. That's badass. Damn, well, good for your sister, man. And honestly, I hope she has a great time. I hope she gets to fly mini drones. Okay, can someone help me make sense of the post on Trade Floor? I told her to put her bonus all on bull. Okay, so she's struggling just like the rest of us. Good. Glad to hear. And to thank me when she's done. I think I'm just gonna ban this guy. But I was trying to see if it was anybody that's in here, so I want it to be fair. Like, brother, no one cares about this call out. That's a legit call out post. Also, saying watch Burke be at this level with like zero context is just insane work. That's literally the type of shit I'm trying to teach against. So again, triple checking before I delete this guy from existence. Is anybody in here snorting to drip in my Discord? Because maybe he's not trying to be malicious. Maybe he's not trying to be a dummy. Maybe he just doesn't know. This is your chance. Make yourself known. If not, I'm sorry. You gotta go. I stopped accepting idiots at my front door a long time ago. And just recently, we cut off the last wave of idiots. So from here on out, all idiots are stopped at the front door. All right. Nobody said anything. Bye-bye. Like, it's funny because gambling on video games is the same energy. It's the exact same energy. They don't care about being in your community. They don't care about anybody. They just want to join and spam the thing that they're focused on. Guys, I've been trading and I'm losing my ass on Berkshire Hathaway. Make sure you guys watch Berkshire Hathaway at this level. And of course, that first half of what I just said, they're not going to make you aware of that. They're just going to say the second half and say, guys, watch Berk be at this level. They don't care about you. They don't care about anything you're doing. They don't care about if you win or lose. They just want to win. They don't give a shit. And they probably should have that mindset, but they don't need to be in this Discord if they're going to be like that. If you're going to act like that, that's just, we don't need that here. I don't care about someone going into my trade floor and going, guys, buy this. Some random person I've never seen type in my life. I don't even know if that was a bot, bro. That was probably an actual person. But I was trying to compare it to like gaming gambling. A lot of people like bet on games, so you'll go into the live streams and you'll see people typing, and they'll be like telling a player on the screen that is definitely never going to read that message to go get another kill or to get another headshot because their bet needs it or something, or their team needs to win. And it's like, dude, you're only saying that because you want your bet to win. You don't give a fuck about the team. Like, it's the same exact energy. Like, you're only sharing Berkby because you're down on it, probably. And he was on his chart. It literally shows he's down like $30. Like, and he's holding a position on a fucking huge red candle. Which, again, I don't even hate his trade idea. Like, Berkshire going down that quick, that big, like, it probably will have a bounce day. I wouldn't even be shocked. But it's just really dumb to say stuff like that with no context, and we've never seen you type before. It's like if someone who's in my chat just here and there even typed that, I would probably have been fine with it. Because they would have at least shared context of like, hey, look, this is why I'm looking at Berkby here, and I also happen to be down a little bit because I'm already in a position. It's like, oh, thank you for making me aware of that. Instead of trying to be shady and hide that and be weird with it. Like, it's like with SPY. Like, if I'm in the stream and I'm trading SPY, you will literally hear me discussing it the entire time I'm in it. I won't shut the fuck up about it because I'm so focused on it. Like, that's exactly how people talk when they're in a trade. So when you see people like that, it's like, I don't need to be hearing from you, man. No one knows who you are. You're posting some random bullshit, probably just because you're in it and you're not making us aware of it. It's just really weird. But people do that, not just in trading. That's so many different fields. Fantasy football energy, yeah. LOL, good morning. What's up, Maddie? Hope you're doing good, bro. Everybody in the IGV. Yeah. Everybody get in this. Hurry. I'm not down or anything. Oh, actually, wait. That actually might be good to get in. I say that because I like this break and retake. Hold up. That's not going anywhere where I wanted. I wanted it like that, yeah. But see how these lows are like right here? That it broke, retook, and you kind of have like a higher low. I almost promise you that this right here is touching a 50% of the low to high. I almost promise you. Okay, I was close. I was off. I was wrong. But we were close. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It looks like it's trying to get past this as well. If it get beyond this little high right here, I don't see why it can't at least go to that. And then same thing. If it gets above that, it should at least go to that. Not a bad chart though, Maddie. Everybody get in this. Hurry. I'm not down or anything. Get in. Oh, that's funny. But like I think people are like amazed when they get banned from my chat. They're like, dude, I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? You didn't do anything? Brother, you're just shitting on people with your shit post. My server's not a toilet. So please stop shitting here. Or whatever that saying is. Woots, are you on the stream? I swear I've posted like every ticker this man's posting. I can't tell if he's rage baiting me. I'm trolling, by the way. Oh, you're up 35%. Oh, so you want us to get into pump your gains more. I see. I see how it is. I'm kidding. Good shit, though. I'm happy to hear that for your recovery. Isn't that the one you stayed in and then the other one you like cut to get into the other swings we did last week? That's actually, you have crazy, crazy luck on your swings recently. Like how they're like favoring you every time. Like they weren't, and then they were, and then this one is now. So it's kind of funny to see it all working out again. And honestly, if it continues, man, that 35% is gonna look small as hell. I hope it doubles that for the pump. We'll see though. Good shit though, Matty. We're like seeing Matty Ice kill it. Any day Matty Ice is killing it, we're doing good. Oh, good charts, by the way, Kevo. Always good charts. You're kind of a trade floor demon now. And I appreciate the way you post. I really don't want to see people going in chat and being like, look, guys, I'm in $10,000 worth of puts. Get in. Because you're basically getting them in without them even thinking when they see that. So I also appreciate the way that you're posting. There doesn't need to be this like weird, like lingering, like bias on every post. You know what I mean? So I am happy to see it. Not that you've done that before. I'm just happy to see it. I cut both, but you re-entered IGV. Okay, okay. You're a fucking degen. May 1590s. No trades today though. However, ISM was nice. I'm talking about the manufacturing numbers or whatever. I cut both, but re-entered IGV after the TXNTP. You're actually freaking degenerate. Prices did go up a little, but we'll take it above 50. He's like, no, this trade idea will work. Damn it. That's funny. Good stuff, dude. You know what's funny too? If somebody was to just join this stream and just shut up and just like read and listen to everything that's said and talked about and just like in the chat, they would get like 100+ call outs like every month. Because there's so many fucking posts. And it's funny because it's not just by me. I don't mean like I'm the one doing all that. Like, you could say I'm probably half that. But the other half is like literally everybody in the YouTube stream or in the Discord stream. Like, you'll literally see people be like, yo, guys, I'm going to invest in this for the next couple months. Or, yo, guys, I'm going to buy this. Or, yo, guys, I'm going to swing this. And they won't just show it. They'll be like, look, this is why I'm doing it. And they'll like show you everything. And it's funny because I'll see some of these posts in my chat or in the YouTube stream like get completely ignored. And a month or two from then, like you'll see that play like pan out super well. And the guy will be like, guys, who did you guys see this? And I'll go over and I'll be like, oh, I remember this. Like, it's funny how many times that's happened. in the last like 5-6 months. Yeah, many. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm always a little confused by the abbreviations, but when I saw ISM, I was like, wait, I think I actually remember this. I might actually know what I'm talking about here. But there's like it's incredible though, like how many plays. I don't want to like sound like that, but like there's a lot of plays and posts by you guys that are fucking fire. And everybody should go up to the Discord and reread the message I sent the other day. A little bit long, but got to bounce. Caught a few gems during the stream. See y'all next time. See ya, boss. I don't think she'll see that, but whatever. Good to say it either way. Where was that message? Trade floor? Oh, wow. You guys actually typed a bunch. What the hell? I'm not used to this. Somebody said that to me the other day, too. They're like, dude, why is the Discord so fucking active recently? I'm like, dude, I don't know. People are straight up in my chat every day typing all kinds of shit now. I said, I see a few traders here catching on more and more as time goes on, and I'm happy to see it. There is a reason we are ahead of the curve a lot of the time. Seeing certain popular names posted days or even weeks after I mentioned them, like Netflix, Amazon, PayPal, Coin, and many more. If you repost something we have covered and didn't know, don't be sorry. You should be ecstatic. All credit goes to the sectors and the early directional info they can provide. There's a reason we can be confident in stocks in certain parts of SPY or even SPY, Triple Q, IWM sometimes. Yes, we have some great levels, but it's how you use them that is the special part. There's an order to things. There's always a looming probability beyond each level. With the sectors, we can lock down that probability more times than not. And then there's a bunch of extra shit in that message, but it's whatever. I just wanted to reread that part, the important part. Context, context, context. Let's see. What did Nard do? Took a rubbish trade. Bought puts when a clear lower high was made. Cut when Friday's high was broken. Wait, I'm a little confused. Okay, so you tried to short the lower high and it went back up. Okay. I don't know. I mean, there's a lower high there, but it didn't. Is it the 1 minute? I can't even tell. That has to be the 5 minute, right? And then what is this right chart? Is this the contract? That's kind of cool. How did he get his screenshot to look like this? I'm actually so confused by this screenshot. Not even the trade or anything. Like, how did he get his screen to look like this? Is that not his phone? That's a wild looking picture. Dude, literally, Kevo. Men will literally have entire setups like this just to underperform the. Oh my god, I gotta retweet this. Who should we attack with this? You always gotta read the comments on these posts because the comments are probably the funniest fucking things. I'm sorry, but when it comes to the internet, you gotta read the comments. This needs more screens. Loki, this comment's kinda underrated. Just to manage my $87 portfolio. That's pretty fucking funny. Like, I bet every short I've ever made or meme I've ever made for Instagram, I bet every caption has been motivated by like a comment I've read at one point, honestly. Like, I bet I thought it was an original thought, but it's probably just like some crazy ass comment I've read at one point. Yeah, these comments are pretty good. I fucking love reading the comment sections when I'm on like YouTube, man. That shit is so funny, man. I'm almost more interested, like if the video is really good or like funny, or maybe there's like something that was controversial in the community in it. It makes me want to go read the comment section because a lot of the time the comment section is cooking. That's actually a great one, Kevo. Thank you for sharing that. That was funny as fuck. Comments are always so damn good. Friday's halfway point, and no, it's the 2 minute. Okay, you got a fold phone. I'm using, dude. That is sick. So that's why I was confused. He has the fold phone. I'm not gonna lie. When I was looking at it, I was like, wait, this isn't desktop. Because I saw two things on it, so my brain went straight to, oh, that's desktop, not phone. But then I saw like the UI around it, and I'm like, wait, this is the phone. I was really confused. Now that's honestly kind of badass. I've seen like videos of that phone. Also, good job on your trade. I know you didn't like have a good time on the outcome, but like, good job not just holding it. I would say. Oh wait, now that I got answered that, it's the 2 minute because that's why I did. That's why it looked different. I was like, it's not the 5, but it's not the 1. But I didn't want to just guess because you could be someone who uses the 2 or the 3, and I didn't want to just guess. I would say once we saw, which again, I'm not even trying to use your trade as like a point of being like, well, this is what you should have saw. I'm not trying to do that to you. Um, but let's see what could have like alerted us. Hey, this is not as bearish as a lower high anymore. So something I like to do is two different things. So let's say you're trading this and you want this to be the lower high, right? Then you need to be focused on this, what happened over here. And what I like to do is like, let's say I'm like the 5 minute. I like to use the 5 minute to kind of set it up, and then I go down to the 1 minute to trade it. So maybe you could try this out with you going down to the 2. You don't need to go down to the 1 like I do. You could stick to what you're doing. So this is the move that came down, and then this is the one we're looking to see if it's the lower high. Something that's really simple with the fib you can do. And I only do this when I'm looking for this particular instance, and vice versa. When you're, let's say we're down and we bounced once, I'll take a fib from the low to the high and I'll see where that's holding. So it's the same thing, it's just flipped. So I'll go from the high to the low where it bounced, and then I try to look around this area on that smaller time frame. I don't care about the 5 minute anymore. That's just to get me going. Now I'm looking over here. And so now I can actually look at this and actually like criticize your trade without making shit up. Instead of just going, well, what the fuck, bro? This is bearish. But Wick, you should have cut that, bro. Bro, Hammer should have cut that. Like, you wouldn't know that ahead of time. What the fuck? You can't see the future. You know, because at this point in the chart, it is a lower high. And looking back at it, what I'm trying to confirm is, did it actually break? And here it did not. And here it did. So here at this point, yeah, you have full. Okay, it is trying to pull back, and right here too, it is a lower high of that lower high technically. So I would even be more confident on these two candles before it even broke this low, just because it didn't break that high. And then you have an inside bar into a candle that breaks lower than the previous candle. So you have like an inside bar breakdown. inside of that lower high. So that honestly alone, let me delete that oval. This right here, before it even broke down, honestly would have gave me confidence to be bearish as well. Looking back, oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm on the fucking 1 minute. I was like, wait, this is different again. I'm trying to look through it through your eyes. I mean, you still had that hammer. I think on the damn, is the 2 minute better than the 1 minute? The fuck? I was only saying that because I'm like, damn, dude, like it wicked right there, it wicked right there, it wicked right here. Like it feels way more bullish than that 1 minute. Hold up, I gotta see that again. What time is this at? 9:53. So 3 minutes into the 5 minute candle, 1 minute into the second 2 minute candle. So this should be 54 then right here, right? Yeah, 9:54. I mean, honestly, for a scalp, that's not horrible. Not amazing. Nothing to write home about. And then retook. I would definitely say on the 2 minute, I would have definitely been like, okay, this is probably trying to go back up whenever this candle appeared. Just because that is a perfectly placed like retake. Because whenever you get a break of something, that's awesome. But then seeing a retake of something is like the reverse of awesome. So if you were like bearish here and you see like a retake back up, it's like, oh fuck, this is gonna pump. And then vice versa. Of course, if you flip the chart. So like into a low, if it's like breaking this and you're bullish and then it retakes it and you see that retake, you're like, okay, nice, this should go up again. Or vice versa with like the rejection going back down. Like if it goes above and then it falls back under and it doesn't ever retake any of this area, like it probably is cascading back down to that 682.46. So honestly, entry not bad, exit not bad. I can't even criticize your trade. That's actually it's just a good that's a good cut. That's what that one comes down to. I would say that was a decent entry and just a trade that just didn't work out. It kind of sucks too, because when I look at your 2 minute and I look at this, I'm like, damn, this actually went down and hit a pretty good target right here. But you would have had to have exited and then been fine with it, not in the mindset of like, oh, let me hold this forever. And that's why I stick to the trim and then full TP method. So like if you, let's say you have two contracts, you take profit on one maybe during this at any point. What the fuck's happening, by the way? And then price retakes, then you cut the other one because you start to see, okay, it's retaking, it's trying to go back up. So that's more or less how you could split that up. But honestly, there's nothing wrong with your trade. It just didn't work out. You didn't have tech support is the thing. Because I believe, yeah, this one was still at that point in the chart. That's when I was saying like this one's consolidating. I think is when I was saying. I'm trying not to make shit up, but it is. This is still bullish consolidation on the most important chart, and this is the one you will always hear me go back to and be like, well, you need this one's help. So if this was under this breaking down, and you were like looking to short SPY, you would have way more confidence to be bearish. I would say that is maybe something you could use, without trying to make shit up. Because I don't want to just like be like, do this, do this, do that, every time you bring something to me, because then it feels like you can never do right, But that was actually a good entry. Your trade was actually fine. It just didn't work out. By the way, discretionary went up and hit the 50% of the gap down, guys. I'm just seeing that now going through the sectors. I was talking too much. It looks like healthcare failed to break out again. Who would have thunk? I just put all of that in the wrong fucking channel. You know what? I'm not reposting that. That's staying in trade floor. No. We're not reposting that. I can't do it. On the 2 and the 15, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with the time frames you were trading. That's just your preference. There's nothing wrong with that. I actually, as you can see, I already had the 2-minute set on my default. I actually don't. I've been looking at the 2-minute for a while. I just don't ever trade on it because I'm so addicted to going down to the 1. Because 5 to 1, and then when I'm not trading, chilling on like the 10 or the 15 or the 30. Like I like a lot of different time frames. There's a lot of really good like pairs to use together. That's why if you hear someone go like, I trade this, and they don't trade the exact same time frames, he's like, you can't sit there and be like, well, you suck. You know, they probably just found something that works for them, and you found something that works for you. They just happen to be different. And guys, what just ended? What just ended? What just ended? Who knows? Who is a elite ball knower? Phase 1. Phase 1 of the day is over. Great answer, SF. I knew it, but my damn Webull app didn't cut when I wanted to cut. I cut it at 1750 contract, but it didn't let me sell until I lost 2750. Nah, you're good, man. Live and learn. Now we're seeing a second breakdown of this area. Kind of saw it back here a little bit. Now we're seeing it here again. Pretty important too, just because I can delete this one now. I was just trying to show off that other fib earlier for the lower high. But now you can see here though, the 50% of previous day, they're struggling with holding it. Failed here, failed here, failed here. So becoming a resistance, and that's what we thought it was, to be honest with you. But no flood through the other level. They haven't flooded through the level below. They haven't broken it and just dumped. Which this is the true concern. Like it pulling back from here to here is common. It's normal. It's expected, right? But for it to, for it to come down here and then also break this level, it takes an immense amount of strength. Just because a lot of people are now in the mindset of dip buy. So you still could very well see this area dump, but that's why we haven't seen it yet. Probably it's just the strength it's going to take is a lot. So that's why we're taking its time if it is going to do it. But a big thing again, what could you use to confirm that? 138.27 on your XLK chart, and then like I was triggering earlier here on discretionary, we've already seen them reject. Go to banks, they're right there at the 51 almost. So pay attention to those resistances or supports that haven't been broken yet in your sectors, and you'll see that displayed on SPY. It'll be clear as day, or it'll feel clear as day to you. When in reality, it's just because you have a good awareness of all your sectors and how much they're going up or down, the positioning of them. What was it on the trade floor? I just saw something get deleted. What the fuck was that? Okay, 1, what did I even just see? 2, who the fuck deleted that? Oh, now we're all quiet. Nobody knows anything. So if I go to those audit logs, I'm going to see who did it. Oh, I got a DM. And now we're just range trading between these two areas with the sectors. Phase 1 of the day is over. What's up, though, YouTube and Discord stream? How's everyone doing? Who's all still alive? Who's made it to the first 2 hours? It's funny too, because on this chart it looks just like the other one with the daily fib. Because we got that low there, and then there's this higher low that's holding. And you can see we opened below the low, and we're above the higher low now. So technically speaking, because of us going down to this and then holding here again and then going back above this, it's like we're a liquidity grab again. So technically it has the strength to pump again just because it opened lower. This liquidated so many people, probably driving prices mad. Driving you flipping mad. Yeah, pretty cool. Dude, look how good the levels are with this chart. Holy. Or the candles are between them. Damn. It honestly looks like no matter what chart I went with, we would have been fine. Because the 680 triggers, they're basically on every chart. Pretty cool. I was more interested in this one because if we did dump more, I wanted people to see what were like some good calculated targets from the gap fib. And if we did recover, would we magnet towards the 50% area? And look where most of today's consolidation is. It's between two different gap fibs, and it's jump roping the PDCP. Still here, bucko. If you would have said buckaroo, that'd have been funnier. And then I would have thought that was from South Park. I honestly thought that's what you were typing. What's up, Data J? Good to see you, dude. How are you doing, by the way? How is old Jada Day doing? I was playing Battlefield 6 the other day and my gun was invisible. So I was shooting like nothing, but the animations and shit were there. It was really cool. I didn't record a single second of it, but it was really cool. At first, I was like, dude, I can't see my gun. And then I started playing more and I was like, wait, this is actually kind of badass. Because I was just using the laser on the gun basically. It's pretty cool. You missed it though. It was good times, man. It was good times. Somebody asked me to stream Battlefield and I was like, yeah, man, I'll do it. And then I didn't all weekend. And I just played. Me and people played a little. FIPA. FIPO. It's funny because like on that game, it's crazy, man. Like ping doesn't matter. What language you speak doesn't matter. It's just chaos. And we are at 686.20 after failing to push lower under 682.46. Pretty good attempt under 684.25, but no close under the 682.46 for the continuation down, which if it had broken this, we'd probably be looking at like bottom of this hammer and then to see if we can get back to today's open. With this hold though and retake again, because we see it once here, a better attempt here so far. We're just now hitting the 2 day ago, which let me zoom this back out more. Sorry. If you go from the previous day close of this day into the open of this day, you get this level here. It's the 50%. So it's the same exact thing as this level. You're basically between two of the same level of two different gaps. These are two different gap levels right here. So again, not really shocking that most of our consolidation is between the two. Spy, check out where your liquidity explanation on how this could push up was spot on. I don't even remember when I did it, to be honest. My brain's a little fuzzy now. I didn't sleep too long. I won't lie, that's because I was making Rigney watch an anime. Oh, like 5 minutes ago? Yeah, I'm cooked. Dude, you like just said it. I'm telling you, man, my brain's like out of it now. That's how you know phase one of the day's over, when I start just tapering off. And then I get like my second wind and I'm like totally good for like swing stream part of the day. I'm also kind of been like contemplating if I want a full day stream or not. Because I know that I probably should. I'll probably do the thing I've been doing. I'll probably end it here at like a certain time. And then I'll jump over to the Discord and just hang out there the rest of the day. I know, Data J. I'm honestly like a little impressed by it. The fact that we have such a large lower open to hit today's close Friday's close or Friday's high is impressive, to say the least. That's the exact kind of thing, though, that I went over at the beginning of today's stream, though. As I said, look where we opened. That's all I said at the beginning. I said, look where we opened. If I go in here and I delete all these like levels in between so you can just see the important ones. Actually, let's just do that. So you can see what I'm... Oh, no, I duplicated. That no good. Let's just remove all these in-between levels because I just want to focus on these like bigger ones. We'll remove that as well. And whatever the fuck that is. I think that's 50% of that Green Day. This is the exact conversation I've had for how many months now? When was this? This was back in September, dude. This is September. I've been having this conversation since. We've bounced from just normal, just common supports. Like, it's kind of insane. And then we get up here, right? It's like the same thing. It's like the gap, and then I'm just watching the gap, but the 50% is really what we're watching. But the gap as a whole, liquidity grab, where it broke open, and then got back over the next day. Toe tap, toe tap, toe tap. We're gonna get another toe tap. Like, it's not that surprising to me that we're getting days that go up when we aren't breaking under 675. And again, not trying to sound cocky or egotistical, but I've been saying this since September. Sure, in September we were talking about different numbers. It was 660s. Now we're talking about 675. Like, it's the conversation hasn't changed. Sure, the numbers are changing, but the conversation's not changing. We're doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And it's funny because like all the people that get caught up on news get caught up on it, and then they miss the bounce because they're so caught up in the bearishness of the past few days or the past week or so. You know, they're so caught up in that they blind themselves from what's currently happening. Like, this is not a shock. Holy shit, why can't I? Oh, because I didn't zoom out enough. That's why. That's my fault. Oh, wait, I'll just do that common low. Damn, that's crazy. I was wanting to see if that lined up with it. That's crazy how the 50% of that drop is about right there. Very close to that level, very close to that previous day close. Just gonna mark the top of that, have like it as an area. Whoa, what'd I just click? Oh, Discord, here we go. That's Thursday to Friday, right? Yeah. I was like, wait, the days could be off. What's up, Chimera? TC. Okay, y'all need to fucking chill. What's good, Camara? Good to see you, dude. I'm kind of checking back and forth. I was trying to answer Leland because he's wondering why the fuck I don't have XLE on my watch list. Because he's probably used to seeing it there, since I did used to actively watch it. I just don't actively watch it as much anymore. Oh man. Yeah, technically it's an outside bar. Good eye by Data J. Letterbuck would be proud of you. Everybody say OB and tag Letterbuck. I can't believe I posted all those fucking sector charts in trade floor. Yeah, shout out to my ET enjoyers. I forgot to say that to y'all today. The ET bulls are literally just complete giga chads all around. To be an ET investor is to be a at peace kind of person. Your boy is leaving on a cruise for the Bahamas, Cayman Islands, and Jamaica this weekend. We'll miss the stream, not gonna lie, and the chat. I'll still will try to trade on the downtime if there's any. Honestly, bro, the thing you should be focused on is having a good ass time. Getting as hammered as you possibly can. Getting a good nap in, here and there, maybe like a couple times, nothing crazy. Don't ruin the whole thing, but like get some good rest, man. Be comfortable. Go have a good ass time. Go get absolutely shit faced. Be safe at the same time. Is anybody going with you, or is it literally just you? Is there like a significant other you're taking, or what's up? I have a virtual cupcake to celebrate B-Days. What? I want to see. Oh, have a virtual cupcake. I don't know where I read the I from. I'm pretending I'm eating one right now. It's chocolate with pink stuff. I can't think. My data on hitting PDC was about 1 out of 3. We opened over 1% under PDC and just hit it. Just did over PDH, OB on the daily. I read that one. Look at all the defense stocks too. Oh, I bet some of them are fucking killing it. There's probably a couple that are doing all right now. And then there's probably a couple that are at their lows and just kind of sitting there. Because I was checking some of those out earlier, and it is kind of nuts where everything is now. But it's funny because the staple sector hasn't even really moved. Thank you. There's 12. Holy shit, there's 12 of us going. Close friends and relatives. Damn, dude. Well, I think it's impossible for you not to have a good time then. Dude, have a great time. That's pretty badass. Pull a bunch of money together and go. It's probably cheaper that way, huh? Excuse me. That is so badass. Are you going on Carnival or Royal? Or neither? Which cruise line do I need to be pumping right now? If we don't hear back from Alex in like a couple weeks, dude, we know to start shorting it. It's genius. They'll be like, "You guys were insider trading." We'll be like, "No, our friend went missing." They'll be like, "We didn't even tell y'all that they fell into the Bermuda Triangle." Yeah, price not bad at all with all the packages. It's Carnival. Nice. Fucking W. Huge W. I mean, there's no wrong answer. I just wanted to know since we actually like talk about them so much in the streams. Very, very cool. I think that was one of my old friends' like favorite one though out of the two. Like Royal was more nice and expensive, but like he said he liked Carnival more. Like the vibes or something. Everybody was just like having fun. It's crazy how cool people are when you're all in like a cruise ship together though, because like you're all there and like happy and shit. It's not like you're going to work in 10 hours from then, you know. Very cool though, man. Hope you have a great time. I didn't just say that because I was rereading Data J's message either. That actually sounds really fun though. Where did he say? Bahamas, Cayman Island, and Jamaica. Yeah, that's crazy. I've never been to Jamaica, but that sounds badass. Getting high with someone from Jamaica in Jamaica, dude. Drinking out of a mango. That tech sector sure is looking purty. And thank you, Data J, about what you said earlier. I hope other people are paying attention. I'm partaking with the Rastafari for sure. I mean, you almost can't. You almost can't not. It's like kind of like disrespectful. Very cool though. Okay, that's what that one is. I see now. Yeah, that's what I thought. What did Data J say? It was a few minutes ago. He said something nice, and I can't remember now. It was. Well, I was just reiterating on when he said your liquidity explanation of how this could push up was spot on. Because I feel like I talk about this shit every single stream, and not a lot of people latch onto it until they hear it like 100 times. So that was really cool to hear him like just say something about it again. It just felt nice. It was like a pat on the back kind of message. Hey, good job, man. My bad. I was on the sectors. Let me go back to whatever. I was just trying to update sectors channel again. I feel like a constant need to make sure that there's like always some sort of update for those, because I feel like it's really easy for people to turn bearish and bullish off of things that happen in the market like consistently. So like if we have a couple weeks of, oh fuck, this feels bearish, like all of you guys are going to be bearish unless I'm like constantly reminding you, hey, look, this has to do this or this has to do that, or if you're checking it on your own, that's great too. But like it was probably really easy for a lot of people to jump into shorts at open today, and I honestly will never be able to tell you why. Because there was maybe a couple moments when we went up to the 50% where I could see like smart people trying to short, but I almost promise you a majority of people that tried to short today tried to short right at the open. And you could see it just in the price action. You know, we pumped up. That's not random. That's off of pure seller, you know, rot, I guess you could say. Sellertism. You just check CCL, huge gap down. Thank God I'm not touching that thing right now. Yeah, Alex, you should refund those tickets actually, based on the chart. Oh wait. When does he go to that? Oh, it's this weekend. Fuck. It's like right now. Damn. So he's got this week, and then we won't hear from him until how long is the cruise? It can't just be the weekend. If it is, that's crazy. Coming back the 18th. Oh my God, he's gonna be gone forever. You might even forget us, dude. Nah, I'm kidding. Damn, that's a good ass amount of time, honestly. How many days is that actually? Let's see. This weekend, and he gets back the 18th. So like a week and a half, like a week and a half, a little under a week and a half. That's a good ass amount of time, honestly. I feel like by the end of that, you'll be like, oh, thank God we're going home. which is like good because, you know, squeezed every bit of juice out of that vacation. That's sick though, man. Alex works a fuck ton, so he deserves it. He delivers 99.99% pure uranium across the United States. If he says he delivers like oxygen tanks and shit and like helps people out with that, like don't listen to him. He's genuinely lying to you. He delivers clean uranium, pure uranium. He's on like a lot of watch lists and stuff too. I don't know what all that stuff's about. Something about Kash Patel. I didn't catch it all. And yeah, hopefully Amazon should be fine if it retakes that. It has the higher low support. You have SPY bouncing into a resistance now, but it did bounce. You have XLY bouncing. It needs a little bit more, but it's honestly good. It retook this recent low. So you'll have sector strength. If you could get Tesla to kick some ass, Seth, where the hell is Tesla at? If Tesla could kick ass as well alongside your Amazon, should be looking even prettier. Just to kind of throw some extra charts that could affect it alongside that chart. Which Tesla looks fine. Discretionary looks fine. Tech looks fine. SPY looks fine. These all look fine. I just like staring at this chart, dude. This chart's so fucking clean now. I mean, not now. It's been clean, but like, it's nice to like reflect a little bit. Just see how good that's been doing. Liquid O2 is a hell of a drug. That's what I come back to read with my Rick James voice. Kevo said taking 6840p. Alex said entering Putas 3 minutes ago as well. And yeah, you'll have good risk reward for intraday shorts. Definitely not going to bitch at you there. With that other chart, it's like, wait a minute, what are y'all doing? But that's a daily time frame. That has no relevance here. Well, it has some, but not a lot. Damn, Alex, I'm kind of excited for you, dude. Make sure you get some pictures, man, of some of the food or some of the places you go to for the chat or something, like for off topic section. Like we want to see some of that stuff. I want to see what Alex was up to. Even if it's just like a couple pics here or there. I'm not a huge picture guy either, so I get you if you don't take too many. But yeah, dude, get us some pics. Some cool shit. It is going to be very noticeable not seeing Alex's name in here too, because he actually does type. I'm going to instantly notice that he hasn't been there. Like once a few days kick in, I haven't seen his name. But like, oh wait, he's not here. It's going to kick in late. Holy shit, I can't type. By the way, Seth, I know that wasn't the meme you were looking for, but I couldn't find it on here. The guy digging himself out of the thing. One of the Wayland brothers. I couldn't find that one. I don't know why. Actually, that's a great ass question. Why doesn't Discord have that? What the hell's her name? I think I said his name wrong too. Oh no, I did get it. I type in his name and it just shows all the old shit. It doesn't show any of the new stuff, like his newer memes. Also, it blows my mind how many characters this guy's played. The wrestler dude? Oh no, I wasn't even thinking of that one, but that's a good one too. No, I was thinking of the one of the Wayland brothers. Here, I'll send you a picture. Can you send gifs in here? Oh, you can. This guy. This guy digging himself out of the trench. Yeah, the Undertaker would have worked too. I didn't even think of that one. I was thinking of this guy digging himself. Oh wait, he's not digging himself out of it. He's putting himself in it. That wouldn't have worked anyway. Undertaker would have been the only one that worked. Dude, people in Texas, when it comes to Undertaker, are so annoying. There are people in South Texas that'll be like, yeah, dude, my uncle's sister's cousin's dog went to school with the Undertaker, dude. It's like, bro, I don't care. I used to work with a guy who'd be like, dude, I went to the same school as the Undertaker. I'm like, wait, you went to the same school as him with him? And he's like, no, he's older than me. I'm like, bro, why are you telling me this? Like, bro, I went to the same school as Andy Dalton. Oh, dude, you went to school with Andy Dalton? No. It was the same school as Andy Dalton. It's like it's not the. It doesn't have the same value or effect. Cool, dude. You were in this spot. This one guy was at that one time. Bro, I went to the same planet as Albert Einstein. Did you guys know that? It's pretty sick. Me and Elon are from the same fucking planet. I bet none of you knew that. Like that's what it sounds like when people say that shit. Now, if they had went to school with the Undertaker, now that's something we could talk about. Bro, I stood in the same spot as Tom Brady one time. We all got to exist at the same time as Bill Belichick, and yeah, we all got to exist at the same time as Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Dude, I deflated the football just like Tom Brady. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I'll never understand people who are ever actually mad at that because it's like, bro, he won multiple things without that. I think he passed the false negative. Yeah, Tom Brady's like a living goat. Tom Brady. So as a Texans, like as a Southern fan down here, like most people are like we don't hate Tom Brady out of respect. It's more of just like fuck you for winning so much. But like we know he's the goat. No one would ever question that. I have I have definitely like refound my love for Tom Brady. Ever since those clips of him roasting Logan Paul surfaced. Oh my god. Him clowning Logan Paul in front of like millions of people is like the fucking coolest thing that's happened this year. Bro tried comparing himself to like S tier athletes, and Tom Brady like humbled him instantly. Like, oh my god, that was like the greatest clip ever. And people are saying it's like staged and shit, but I was like, bro, even if it is staged, I don't care. Still just so good. Don't get started, bro. I argue about Deflategate to this day on the right. Yeah, anyone who is like still mad about that is like just an idiot. Because even if he did do it, let's go down the worst path scenario. Let's say he did do it, right? That still took skill. Two, everyone was with the same problem. Three, he went on to win more even without it. So it's like even if it did happen, like bro already proved he doesn't need it like we could give him a fucking tennis ball, we could give him a fucking bowling ball to throw, and he would still find a way to win the Super Bowl. Like it doesn't like that didn't change shit for me when it came to Tom Brady. If it was anyone else, maybe because they aren't as great enough to be like, well, he didn't separate himself enough, But it's we're talking about motherfucking Tom Brady here, the goat of goats, the only man who could like go down 1 billion points in a Super Bowl and come back in like a single quarter. Like you can't stop this guy. I know people who were at that fucking Falcons game, dude. They thought they had it in the bag. No, Tom Brady's the GOAT. The game where it was caught was at half of the AFC chip versus Colts. They went on to score 20 more points in the second half. Yeah, like he's a second half GOAT. Like you just can't. It doesn't matter. You give him a bowling ball, you give him a fucking 600-pound weight. Like he's gonna find a way to get that thing into the end zone. Now only haters will downplay it. I'm not even a Patriots fan, and I'd say all that. Literally from Texas. If anyone wants to hate on Tom Brady, they need to hate on the crypto shit. But then you can't hate on it because everybody was in the crypto shit. So that's like another thing. Like you can't even hate on him for. But yeah, the Deflategate shit's stupid. If anyone is still mad or arguing about that, they probably drool out of their mouth and don't breathe with their nose at all. Like I'm just saying that straight up. 10 plus in the fourth quarter against arguably the best teams of all time. To that point, Brady went 13-15 first. Yeah, no, he's the GOAT. He's what goats look up to. He's your goat's favorite goat. Yeah, the Logan Paul shit was so funny. Def not same planet as Elon. Oh yeah, that's true. I could get fact check on that by Grok. Which it's funny because I think it's hilarious people fact check with Grok. Grok is not a fact-checking tool. It's an LLM that gets everything wrong. It's great. If a video circulates, you'll ask it and be like, "Is this all real?" It'll be like, "Yeah." Ask it again a week later. It'll be like, "Actually, things came out and recently this video is fake and it was edited." Blah 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 blah. It's like you can't even trust Grok. I don't know why people do that shit. You'll see that all the time on X. It'll be like somebody going, "Yo, Grok, is this real?" It's like, brother, are you really asking? That's like asking, "Yo, CNN, is this real?" Like, what? You're actually gonna trust that? Yo, Fox, is this real? Brother, I'm from the same planet as ET. I feel like I was reading out a rap bar, reading half of that. Like that's been in like 100 rap songs. For sure, I'll take pictures. It will look a bit. It took a bit of convincing from wifey. Not gonna lie, at first was like, "I'm all set." LOL. My dad was the ball boy on Spygate. If not the same planet as Elon's accurate. Dude, I'm in the same state as Matthew McConaughey. Like, it's like as nonsensical as those lame ESPN types. Yeah, I know it is. Hey, but there's that crowd that only watch stats, and then there's the crowd that actually watch the shit and actually know what the hell they're talking about. Honestly, I haven't watched ESPN in forever. Do they still have the same people talking on like everything? That was a big reason I stopped watching ESPN. Like I don't understand everyone's love with Charles Barkley and like the whole table they have for basketball, and then I don't understand how people like all these other people either. I think so many of the people on the ESPN desk are annoying to listen to. And looking back on it, I think I only enjoyed them because I was a kid. Like when I was younger and watching all that shit, it was like they were entertaining. But when you grow up and you're listening to them, it's like, why are all they doing is whining? Aren't these like fully paid adult analysts like going over this sport? I can't stand listening to ESPN anymore. I don't know how people do it. Like, there's probably a couple people here and there that are still fine. Don't get me wrong. It's not like the whole ship is sinking, but some of them people just need to shut up, dude. I can't stand listening to ESPN anymore. And they all take shit personal too. They're just like your average person. Like they try to act like they're superhumans, and then as soon as they read something they don't like, it's like, oh god. They all tilt. The biggest of them too. Like I've seen even Shaquille O'Neal fucking like kind of rage on ESPN before, and not like over like stupid stuff, like genuinely over really stupid stuff. Stephen A. is potentially now trying to run for president. What? Is that actually real? Who in God's green earth would even think about voting for Stephen A. Smith? He can't even tell the truth on who his favorite basketball player is each season. He'll sit there and lie as the stats progress, but he wants to. Actually, maybe he could run for president. You got to be good at lying. Not that he's good at it, but yeah, there ain't no way Stephen A. Smith is ever becoming our president. I'm sorry. I can confidently say that one. Like with Trump, it was different. Because it was like, wait, guys, stop joking. This is doable. Trump is so doable. But Stephen A. Smith, I don't know. I don't know if he has impact like that. He don't have that Obama pull either. He does have one good thing that all presidents need. a voice. Every president needs a really good voice that's like super memorable. Like, I don't care if you guys liked Obama or not, but you can literally hear Obama's voice to this day. You can hear Trump, you can hear shit, you can even hear Hillary, she didn't even win, and you can hear her voice. Like, they have voices you can hear. You actually remember their voice. Yeah, I didn't say Joe Biden for a reason, because we didn't really hear his voice a whole lot. Stuart Scott was my favorite. That was when ESPN was fun. Which one was that again? Let me look. Oh, this guy. Wait, he's not on ESPN anymore? What happened to him? Oh, he died. Wait, I forgot about that. Damn, yeah, rest in peace. I forgot about this guy. Yeah, this was one of the guys I used to like watching when I was younger. When he would like pop up and talk, I was like, oh shit, this guy. I forgot about that. Holy shit, dude. It's been 11 years. I was like, why isn't he on ESPN anymore? That was stupid as fuck to say. Cancer? Yeah, that's fucked. Cold like the other side of the pillow. Yeah, that guy was a goat. uh, Mike said war bullish. I said we only went up because too many idiots jumping the gun. To be honest, if you went on social media for even one day, you'd see nothing but hell posts. Things aren't that bad. Stock market is pricing in the future, not today's date. Remember that, because I think a lot of people forget that the stock market is a future. It's basically future price. We're looking at future price prediction. There's so many people in today's world that think this right here is trading for March 2nd. This is what happened on March 2nd. Brother, this is trading for months in advance. He was funny? Yeah, for real. Like, honestly, when I was young, fuck, what's his name, dude? Like, I used to really like Stephen A. and that one guy because they never got like political or anything. And then I swear, bro, as soon as like any of the LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan conversation, whenever that conversation started, that is when Stephen A. Smith started going off the rails. Blood has not stayed consistent on anything. Wow, you guys weren't lying. He really is trying to become the president. Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith on Thursday addressed rumors that he could launch a bid to run for president in 2028, but he sees needs to think up a way for him to keep his money. Wait, what? To keep his money. I'm telling you, if there was a way for me to be on the big debate stage and I didn't have to give up my money to be on that debate stage, my brother, you look out, is what he said. Okay? So a whole lot of nothing. Rubin asked Smith if he was doing a media play to see if running a viable option or see about tossing his hat in the race. What I'm saying, Mr. Rubin, is this: come up with a way for me to keep my money, and I'm like, I'll show up. What is he fucking talking about? Where is this coming from? Money for what? The two talked about Smith's politics, referring to himself as socially liberal and fiscally conservative. Okay, so he's like dead in the middle. He said he was run as a Democrat, though. Well, first of all, I've never considered myself conservative when it came to social issues. Anything outside of fiscal issues, Smith said. I actually don't hate that take. I've always considered myself a liberal. He said he was pro choice despite being abortion because he doesn't believe in telling a woman what to do with her body. Okay, I don't care about this. What is this bullshit about the money? Here we go. I love what I do. I'm not willing to give up my money. Oh, he's talking about giving up what he makes at ESPN. Wait, let me get this straight. No, I'm going to just stop talking. I'm going to get myself in trouble. So it's not okay for Trump, but you want to make 40 million. Make that one make sense. I'll stop talking now. I also think it's wild how people like are so pissed at the presidents, no matter what president it is, how much they're making, but nobody is saying shit or has emotions towards the hundreds of millions, sometimes billions of dollars politicians are making, not even getting up to as high as the president. You're telling me we're pissed about the president, the one thing, the one guy, but we're not pissed about the hundreds of people that are doing it. That one always gets me. That's how you know the hate for like a president's income isn't real, is when they only know about the president's income, but they don't speak on anyone else's income. Like, brother, we have people who are like barely politicians making hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, what are we talking about here? Just a couple years ago, Nancy Pelosi was run out of power because she was openly doing it too well. She was making too much money that they got pushed back. Guess what? Now she's not in her spot anymore. But is she still not trading? No, she's still trading her ass off. She's still making tens of millions every other month. But nah, let's not bitch about that. Let's just bitch about the one president that we have every 4 years. Fuck it. Let's not bitch about the hundreds of people that are doing this on a monthly basis, despite who the president is. That's the one that will always get me. People will complain about that, but not about the actual issue. There can be two things that are said and both can be right. It's crazy. That'll blow your mind. Two things can be said and both can be right. Like the insider trading is actually just like out of this world. And it's so oblivious too. It's not like they're hiding it that well. Like it's right there in your face. It's not a shock that like every politician owns RTX and then all of a sudden we go to war. Oh, fuck. Should have been buying RTX. How was I supposed to know that was going to happen? I thought we were trying to make peace with everybody. Guess we're being lied to again. Like people will bitch about the president, Obama, Biden, Trump, but they will say nothing about the hundreds of politicians who have been there for years doing the exact same thing at 10 times the rate while also being paid to do it. Just saying. Like Trump, for instance. I'm not defending Trump. I'm not defending any president, but I like to use him as an example. When I talk about like good speaking presidents, I use Obama as an example. When I talk about like money presidents, I talk about Trump because it just makes sense. He's the only president in history that's been that wealthy and that famous before he won. It's just facts. So like seeing him get in there and like act like that too, it's like it's kind of crazy. Like people will attack the broke president making money. People will attack the rich president that's making money. Like it doesn't matter what president, they will be attacked for what they're making. But nobody says shit about these politicians. Oh, good job, guys. We got Nancy Pelosi to get out of her position. Guess what? She's still trading, and somebody took her position, and they're also trading. Great job, guys. Great pushback. It's actually so criminal. Like that, and that's the criminal part of it to me, is like the social media part of it. That's the criminal part to me. Like how is there no real pushback? It's social media. Social media. 100%. It diluted down, or your hate is too focused on one thing. Like everybody's hating Trump, everybody hates Biden, everybody hates Obama, everybody hates this guy, everybody hates that guy, everybody hates this guy, everybody hates that guy. But no one's saying shit about the hundreds of people that are in power beyond the presidents that are doing this on a daily and monthly basis. Like, what are we even complaining about? And people complain about like defense budget. I used to be one of those whine asses until I actually researched. The defense budget is nothing, dude. Like, let's be honest. We need to be investing in the defense budget. We're basically the world fucking police, so we kind of have to. Number two, why are we putting money into like all these Minnesota funds and all this bullshit and all the sketchy shit that's being funded by like politicians these days? I'm not even gonna say left or right because it's honestly both of them. But there's tons of shit we waste our money on, and they go straight to attacking the defense budget. Like, it's just so stupid. And I honestly question how some of these people even get into power. Like, I actually refuse to believe some of these people were voted for. I refuse to believe that there's people on this planet that voted for some of these people. People like to go back to the Biden and Trump election and say, well, that one had a lot of fake votes in it. Dude, think about the amount of fake votes and fake bullshit is on like your smaller elections that not a lot of us give a shit about. Because be honest, how many of you actually give a shit about your in-state elections? Not really a lot of us. No one really pays attention, especially acting on it and voting for it. Imagine how fucked that is if on the president level it's potentially fucked. Again, not saying it 100% is, just saying if it is, imagine how bad it is on the smaller levels, the levels that aren't as watched. It can only get worse. And I honestly think this is why I like trading so much, because in trading, you're almost allowed to just like delete all of that stuff out of your head. Fuck the left, fuck the right, fuck the all the noise, fuck the drama. It's all noise. Really taking care of like your neighbors, your family, focusing on you, yourself. These are all more important. It does suck, looking out there and going, damn, I can't change anything. But like, it's just the reality you have to bite down on. There's a lot of shitty things going on that we can't change. The one thing I would change though would definitely be insider trading. If I was ever like president of the world, there would definitely be no more insider trading from like politicians. Politicians would not be allowed to trade. I would make sure every politician is on a wage, like a salary almost. Yeah, I guess a salary would be fine. And honestly, what's funny? It could be a really good salary too, and I almost bet you people wouldn't complain. Like I bet if we said, let's give them 300K a year, but they can't insider trade. I almost promise you nobody is going to complain about that. That is still a lot of money, and it's very fair. Hey, do your fucking job. Stop insider trading. Stop being so focused on your fucking portfolio. Like people wouldn't care that they're getting paid 300K. That's the funny part. Because they probably think the opposite. They probably think, oh, well, if we were making that much, there's no way we could get away with also stock trading. So let's make less and have the option to stock trade. Like, no, that should be illegal as fuck. You can't involuntarily act on info that you actually know because you're gonna voluntarily act on it because you're forced to. You know the info. It's too late. It's like being spoiled. Like, yeah, you weren't visually spoiled, but brother, you still know the outcome. Like when people were spoiling the Avengers movie and like, guys, there's another one coming. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. No one wants to hear that. They want to be surprised, they want to feel it. Same thing with this shit. It's like they want to actually like see it for themselves. Kind of just spoiling it. I'll vote for President. No, I would never be president. Because I think to become president, you either are corrupt or you become corrupt. I don't think that there is a president that can't be corrupt because presidents aren't wartime presidents anymore. Presidents aren't required to put their lives on the line, meaning they don't give a shit a lot of the time. Not saying Obama didn't give a shit, not saying Trump doesn't give a shit, not saying Biden might not even have known he was president, let's be honest. Not saying these presidents are like 100% fuck you evil type people, but like I'm sorry, but you have to be a little corrupt to be the president. I might come off as someone that could be corrupt here and there, but like I definitely don't know if I could. I mean, it just doesn't. I couldn't sleep at night if I'm sitting there and I'm going, man, I wonder if I'm kicking Pal out of the office tomorrow or not. Like I wouldn't be able to sleep at night because I'd be thinking about how many people want to kill me because I want to kick Pal out. You know, it's like I wouldn't be able to sleep. I don't know how people do that either. I think it's like a special fucked up power, but like, yeah, I couldn't do it. So I definitely could never be president. I don't even know if I'd want to, honestly. That sounds like a huge fucking headache. You know, everybody wants to be in charge until they're in charge. And then it's like, fuck. It's like overwhelming. Everything you do is being watched and criticized. Everybody's an expert, you know. Being president would probably be the most challenging thing. It'd probably be very rewarding too, in some cases, but on most cases, it probably isn't. And honestly, like, I don't know how some of these dudes sleep because, like again, kind of backing on Biden, this man never really was awake. But like Obama and Trump, they were both known for like being around all the time, like everywhere, all at once, random countries randomly, back home again. You see him on, you know, all these medias. It's like those guys were genuinely demons. Like they genuinely gray out their hair in the course of like 2, 3 years because they're working so much. I forgot what there's like a study on the president's like hair when they get there, but you see it in every single one of them. They will go into office with like colored full head of hair. By the time they're coming out, they're like balding or full gray. It's because of the stress, dude. That stress has to be fucking hell. Whether you're like it or not, it doesn't matter. You're gonna feel that stress. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would be hell to be a president. I don't see that as a gift at all. Good for people who work for it, but damn, bro, that's a lot. Like insider trading, Nancy. Yeah, insider trading is like, I think that should be like a cardinal sin. It's just, I'm not even religious. I'm just like, bro, I can't stand the insider trading. Like, you should be locked up forever, especially if you're a politician. Yeah, we already have a president in here, President Carter. President Carter. President Carter. Man, the first part of the stream was pretty ecstatic, huh? Because we were just kind of pumping the whole time. Then small pullbacks here that didn't really scare us too crazy yet. Decent hold short term, kind of into the ceiling here. More consolidation now. Nothing super crazy now. But the recovery is what's crazy. That tech chart did its damn job today. I think we can all agree on that one. Discretionary trying to do its job. It's gotten up to the 50%, which I've already said before. It's good enough that it at least got to that. I don't see any huge weakness across the market. It's okay to see these pull back to your healthcare and your staples, but these other ones, we definitely needed to see those work together, and they did. And it's crazy because I think some people might look back at this chart and be like, "Damn, today sucked," but it's like, huh? Like remember, we gapped down from 686.20s all the way to 678.60s, so a lot of movement. The fact that we even went up that amount is okay, cool. But the fact that we could move more after that is even more insane because there's a lot of movement today. You count just the up and down dollar movement, it's probably well over $20. And yeah, I wanted to call out coin on Friday, but I stopped myself because I didn't like how everything was kind of feeling this weekend. It just felt like more news was coming out. But damn, that would have been nice. It's 2 weekends in a row that would have worked. Oh wait, no, it would have failed last weekend. Damn. This one looks good though, because it's got like this like drop, drop, rise, consolidation, pullback, but it's not really like that great, and it just kind of like stays above this point. So now it's like a higher low, and then it goes up here, and then it came back down again, and now it's like doing the same thing that this thing just did. It's holding on to the low, or onto the recent high. Sorry, wrong thing, but it's creating a higher low. That's all it's doing. But super freaking clean crypto movement recently. I haven't even been watching the BTC chart as much either. Yeah, they're just still basing. Kind of just looking to see, like I said a couple weeks ago, I was like, I see them bumping their head against this, and then since then they've done this. But still kind of looking to see if we smack our head against that for anybody who's looking at like crypto stuff or crypto stocks. So coin possibly does have another green day in store, despite what the market might do. Equity market. And yeah, energy started a lot higher, pulled back. President Carter. President Carter. XLF at previous day close. XLK maybe lower high under previous day high. XLE still struggling under. Yeah, that one's a little weird. I think that one mainly went up because of the news, and then it's just pulling back because it's just a lot of profit taking probably on energy. Because you got to remember they're already overbought, so the fact they gapped up again, that's just nuts. Like most gap ups on that chart for now are probably going to get shorted slash profit taked on because it's just. I feel like it's just logic. Energy is so overbought now. But there's laggards like ET, your Occidental Petroleums. Like there's laggards that could still go up more. So that chart, those charts are weird right now because it's just super bullish all around. So it's like it's hard to get in now because it's late. But it's been so many good moves, man. The energy sector treated us so damn well. Staples and healthcare as well, man. Banks, like all the outlier sectors that I don't like treat as like the most important all the time because it's pretty much this. Like if I was to like write this down in like a list, I would say level of importance is like this. Sorry, I was having a brain fart. I need to put extra X's everywhere. But I would say like this is like level of importance / priority. The banks, because a lot of the time they do lead the market. Not because of their size, like they are a good chunk of SPY, but they're not like K because they are a big chunk of SPY. These two, because a lot of the time they're kind of like your sectors that should follow the trend of banks and tech. Whenever they're trending up or trending down, these should be following that, because they're not as priority investments. When you're looking at a tech sector stock, you're looking at like Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, all these different sectors that belong to just a multitude of products, right, across the planet. When you're looking at discretionary, you're looking at things that people don't have to buy. They're things that people want to buy, like a Tesla, or going to Amazon and buying a toy for your friend, a toy for your child, a toy for your dog, a fucking just expensive things, random things that you don't need, things that you want. That's what discretionary means. So that's why it's not as important. But the reason Y and C are so important, though, just to kind of give them a good point, is because they are such a big chunk of SPY. And when they go alongside F and K, it's some pretty fat ass candles, regardless of direction. So it's important to watch those. And then I'd say backup behind those would be V, P, and E, healthcare, staples, and energy. These are the ones you always hear me say outliers or extremities. I'm just kind of like saying like these are different, basically. They don't weigh a lot, but whenever you look at like healthcare, it doesn't need the support of the market to get plays. So whenever the market looks like shit or it's consolidating or even pulling back, sometimes you do see your E or your P or your V doing really, really well. And it's because people are rotating into those sectors. You've seen this recently with staples. You've seen this recently with healthcare, and energy. Actually, all three of these have experienced this very recently. Industrials, base materials, utilities, they don't weigh a lot and they're not as important, but they are good sectors to look at in case other sectors aren't, as enticing to you, or maybe you just want to look at something different, or maybe you're more focused on something like small caps like IWM or the Russells. And then real estate, the last one, which I just don't pay attention to real estate, so that's why it's low on my list. It's probably higher on others, but basically weighs nothing. But there are some cool tickers in there. Like I like O, the ticker O. O Realty is a pretty good one that's in there. That's about it. Yeah, the sector's a SPY. And just to kind of show you the visual of all of that too, you can see your XLK 32.3%. So actually a little under a third if we're being technical about it. Actually, banks are at about almost 11%. XLC, banks again, XLF, XLC right here, about 10.5, almost 10% with healthcare, almost 10% with discretionary. And you even see industrials have actually passed up your staple stocks. So you almost even might want to go check out some of these. And I was going to say it's probably because of RTX or some of your defense stocks like Lockheed Martin or Raytheon, maybe even Boeing a little bit, just because of some of the recent news. Yeah, huge gap up. So sometimes you look at like your industrial sectors, and it's what the name is. It's the industrials. Think about what's in that. Go to that sector, check it out, read the names, research it if you want. Check out some of its top holdings if you want, like I just showed. Pretty cool. Why is it showing that? I thought you could just pull it up like that. Huh. Yeah, definitely take time to go through your sectors. And maybe we should add all the sectors here, but I don't like to overflood everybody. But maybe because we've been going over them more, we can add the rest of them. What do you guys think? Oh, that's not that list. I was like, okay. I'd be damned. There might already be one that I could just take. Yeah, I gotta add them. Do you have to do the one for the uncategorized? I don't think you do. I don't think I've ever researched that though. All right, just double checking I have them all. Energy. Oh, I didn't add energy. after literally talking about it. I think that's it. Kind of like it like this because you can see what individual weights from all of our top sectors are up or down on this watch list, and on this one you can see what's up or down out of the top sectors or out of every sector. Yeah, fuck it, let's leave it like that. It is a lot of extra things to look at though, and you will have to look a little further down, like like this. Like it's like, oh, okay, discretionary and healthcare are actually the worst sectors today by a lot. Staples are almost down one, but like nothing's even close to that down that much. And then you have these two just down that much, discretionary and healthcare. But that makes sense because these are items you don't need. They're items you want. So it makes sense that they're down further when tech isn't performing. So when tech's performing, they'll probably do pretty good or maybe even lag a little bit. And then banks, not really even a rumor. I don't really know what to call it. And of course, we could all research this more, but a lot of the reason that your banks lead is literally just because of what they are. I mean, you're talking about the literal power of money, the money source. It's all the banks, it's all the different credit card companies. That's where the power is. So it kind of makes sense that they sometimes show sometimes even just the momentum of the market. If banks are doing pretty good, I don't see why tech shouldn't be doing pretty good. And then that further goes down the chain. If they're doing really good, I don't see why discretionary can't follow up with something like that. People don't need to be in staples, so you see that pull back because they're rotating out of it. And of course, that's when we're in a perfect scenario and everything wants to go up, and we're in la la land. I'm just trying to give a clear example so people in here understand, in case they've never heard that before. Yeah, fuck it, let's leave it like that. Yo, what's up, Mike? Too good to see you, brother. Yo, yo, yo. Just finished yapping about sector stuff again. How are you doing? Pretty insane movement today. And here pretty soon I'm going to end the stream on YouTube, but hang out here on Discord. I'll send the Discord link if anybody on YouTube needs it, but yeah. We'll be in here chilling the rest of the day probably. But I'll give you guys a few minutes on YouTube if anybody has anything to throw out or say or ask. And then I'll end it on there. Busy with work today. I'll rewatch you later. Big day. No problem, man. Honestly, we've been super talkative, and then we have like this moment of just kind of chilling out, and then another talkative moment, and another chill out, and another talkative moment. Like it's been kind of dipping in and out, kind of like the trend today, just kind of dipping repeatedly. That's how some of the streams would go, though. It's just like I always put too much pressure on myself too, to like, oh, I gotta make sure I'm talking, gotta make sure I'm coming over something, because like, if you're just sitting in here and there's nothing being played, there's no one talking, it's probably pretty boring to hear or to just sit here. So I try to fill in the space, but honestly, sometimes there's really just nothing to go over. Not everything needs to be traded, but it is a good time though when that moment does arrive, because then you can kind of cover some shit that you don't need to talk about live trading about, like a candlestick pattern or BB theory shit or just basic drawing of levels or just something. But I know it can get a little boring when I'm not talking. Why is my screenshot? Oh, there we go. I was like, why's my screenshot keybind not working? Let me do what I want. Man, what that? Thank God I kicked that guy from our chat. He literally came into chat and goes, "Watch Burke be at this level." It just dumped all day, brother. We'd all be broke if we were watching Burke be at that level. I guess I could clean up some of the drawings. We did throw up a lot of purple levels everywhere. I don't know how to control myself when I'm drawing on these. See, look, more purple. Actually, I'll leave that one because that one's pretty relevant. Energy is definitely a good one to watch on the weekly. It's kind of criminal if you watch it on the daily. I am happy to see discretionary at least touching 115.40s because that at least shows, okay, the not as things that don't have to go up are trying to go up, which can kind of free up some of the tension on tech a little bit. So if tech just continues to hold, I have no K, Y, and C should all go up if K holds this and continues to go up. All three of those. No doubt in my mind. If banks join the fight or if anything else joins the fight on that to also go up, it should be even more bullish on your SPY chart individually. Because you should see larger green candles appear after this candle if that continues direction. Now, if we get like a lower open tomorrow, we'll probably be in a situation where we're like, oh, fuck, we got an inside bar. So we'll just go back to watching today's 50%. So let's say today ends like this. Our focus will be, do we magnet towards that level or do we just jump rope around this one? So we'll be kind of, we have a smaller, more easier range to look at tomorrow if that's the case. If we have a flat open or a higher open, then of course we're dealing with a completely different kind of day. We're looking at potentially bumping our head against 691.12 or pulling back to this day's 50%, like I said. So that one's pretty much always in the scenario. But if we get a lower open, that scenario becomes a lot higher probability. Does that make sense? I don't want to just sound like I'm spewing off a bunch of big fancy words. But I want to make sure I leave the YouTube stream with that before I end it here on YouTube. I am hanging out here on Discord, so you can come join in and hang out if you want. And yeah, I'll see you guys later on YouTube. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for everything. Over 20 likes again. You guys are the best. Thank you.